Hello and welcome to DCP Live episode number 258. Get ready.
Wow.
Get ready, everyone, because it's time for our Australian fact of the day, of this show, the episode.
Straight in.
You know, I've been waiting for it. Again, just like last week, I was excited, and this week.
I thought this was finally time for my interview. I was excited. I was going to get interviewed.
Interview?
It feels special.
Tell us a bit about yourself.
No, I don't want to.
Watts, have you ever been in the Emu War?
I was there. I was on the emu side.
You were at the Emu War?
Oh, you're on the
side.
emu
Yes.
faction?
I was a strategist.
Okay, hold on. What says emu correctly? And the rest of you say weird what way? You say, what do you say? Emu.
Emu.
Like
Emu.
E-M-U?
Emu.
Emu.
Emu. Emu?
Emu.
You're saying it weird.
What is it? How is it naturally pronounced down under?
Emu.
Emu?
Emu.
What were you
Emu.
saying?
No,
Were you saying?
no, stop.
Were you
stop.
saying
'Cause
emu?
now
Oh, it's like that Ted Lasso episode with the where you say things over and over again.
now it's
Emu,
sounding weird.
emu,
now
emu.
it's sounding weird. Now it's
Emu.
sounding...
Emu.
It's like there's emu and then there's emu, like immunization, So like, is it like a blend in between those two?
Or is it emu?
Yeah, emu.
I think we're really concentrating on the wrong side of this. The second word of that phrase, emu war. Don't you want to know about a warring faction of emus that
Okay.
have stood up against the British oppressors in Australia?
I will put in the Australian fact notes to give you a rundown.
Yeah.
The law
a
on the
Google
emu
Doc on
war,
that. Yeah.
but that wasn't what I prepared for today. I got a couple facts for you.
Okay.
couple. Wow.
And I got a couple because
Couple.
there was so much pressure. I wanted to
Damn
impress. So
right.
the first one is,
Understandable.
it's so judgy already. Like,
Yeah, damn right. I'm ready for this.
This is not a strong opener. It's just a
Okay.
little
Soft
wetty
opener.
whistle. Okay.
Yeah.
Australia was the first country to have plastic money. Have you seen the plastic money?
Money.
No.
It's plastic.
No.
You can't
So that's
rip it.
not paper.
It's not
You can't
made
rip it.
from like.
I
Non-rippable.
don't feel like you're
Nuts
giving it
or
your all.
something.
Give it like really try and rip it. Come on. You work out. You do Muay Thai. Come on. Get in there. Plastic. Plastic's
can't
gonna
rip
shut
it.
you down like that?
Can't
can't
rip
rip it.
your money. What if you were to get scissors?
Apparently, it's because you guys surf too much. That's what I figured.
Yeah, you can go surfing with that, and that'll be perfectly fine.
That sounds great. Very functional.
Boy,
Plastic
boy, has just got yelled.
Soy boy can't
That's
rip
why you
money.
can't rip it, Miley, because you're all on the soy.
Okay. Fact number 2.
All right, let's have it.
An Australian man once tried to sell New Zealand on eBay.
Ooh.
Huh.
What was he asking?
That's all I read.
That doesn't make any sense because New Zealand doesn't exist. Can't
What?
sell
Well, I mean,
something.
that's
New Zealand
that was
doesn't
a perfect
exist.
scam. That's a perfect
Where are all these
scam.
New Zealanders coming from?
They're not real. I'm sorry, they're not
Where
real.
do they make
No.
Lord of the
No.
Rings?
Yeah.
In the computers, that's where they make it. CGI. Yeah.
I do have a third one, but I feel like I'm
Well,
setting the
hold on.
standard
I
too.
want more about trying to sell New Zealand because if it was an affordable
Yeah. Who
price,
was this
that's a
guy?
nice place.
Was this the
Yeah.
was this the prime
It is a
minister
nice
that got
place.
lost in the ocean?
Yeah, he probably made a fake eBay account. Tried to sell New Zealand.
That's totally
Well, I mean,
PM
but-
material right there.
People buy islands, right? Like, how do you buy an
Yeah.
island?
I don't know. I haven't Googled
Good
it.
question. Yeah.
Can I afford an island? Is there one that's like, a couple bucks?
Is
I
it
don't
like
think
that
so.
Scotland thing where you can
No.
buy
Yeah,
like
you
a
buy
foot
like a
of an
bit of-
island
Yeah,
and you become a lord of that island?
yeah.
I'll
maybe.
just bring an army of emus with me because clearly they're pretty good at fighting.
Yeah.
Oh,
Uprisings.
we haven't
and
heard that if they
warriors and all that.
won or lost. I
They
assume.
won.
I mean, I have seen
I-
the
look,
Australian
I'm sorry, I
Parliament.
don't
It
know
doesn't
about
look
the
like
emu wars.
emus.
Don't you learn this in school, Mylan? Don't you need to know about the emu
Okay.
wars to get?
I
to
can tell you.
participate?
I can tell you about emus that like ice cream if you like.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, I'm
So-
interested.
Yeah. I'll settle for that.
A bit of a hook. So, in the southwest of Western Australia, which is where I live, I don't live in the southwest, but I live in Western Australia. The southwest is like nice place to go on holidays. Very cool climate, lots of wineries, vineyards. People go. All the rich people have massive houses down there, so you can go get Airbnbs and you can have like a weekend away in a really nice like place. And they have like an ice cream factory down there. There's like a couple things you always do. You go to like the chocolate factory, the ice cream factory, right? And they have emus at the ice cream factory. I don't know why, but they're just there. They steal your ice cream. They're like, watch out for the emus because they like ice cream. And
They're warriors.
and they'll come along and steal your ice cream. And it's kids be like, oh,
It's like they're coming from above too with those long necks. You probably never see it coming. You're just
They're
walking around all
intimidating.
happy
They're
with your-
always angry too. They always
Yeah.
Ninja emu.
Yeah.
You said
Yeah.
emu again. See, you're saying
Yeah.
it wrong.
Yeah.
I
So
heard
the
you.
bolt's picked up on it.
Mhm,
Emu.
mhm.
Yeah,
Emo?
I have
Oh, there you
to.
go.
I have to look at
Emo,
what an
emu?
emu looks like real quick because
It could be he's Edward the emu.
I thought they looked like.
That's why he's at the
ostriches.
ice cream
Am I
factory.
thinking of the wrong
Yeah,
animal?
no, it looks like an ostrich. Yeah.
Or a donkey. It's either a donkey or an.
It's
or an
not a
ostrich.
donkey.
No, it's a giant
not a
bird.
donkey.
Big bird, big bird. It's like if you were out of
Big
turkeys,
bird.
if you're out of
Definitely
turkeys,
not a
you'd consider an
donkey.
emu for Thanksgiving. I don't know if that's actually real or anything, but I just
You
by
can.
looks.
You can.
Looks
you
of it,
can
yeah.
buy it like to eat.
Oh, wow.
I never had emu though.
Fed with ice cream.
Had crocodile. Crocodile's good.
Ice
I
cream
think I said that
fed
last time.
emu. Now that is decadent, right? That's why all the rich people have the ice cream shop. All the tourists
Yeah.
come with the ice cream. Their emus are eating all your ice cream, getting fat.
Yeah,
and
bird has
tasty
been
and
fattened
delicious.
with ice cream.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
They're rich people, man. They're smart. They think of everything.
Mhm.
Why'd you think a donkey?
It's like marbled. It's like when you get like Wagyu beef or something. It's
Yes.
like marbled emu.
yeah,
on
marbled
ice
emu,
cream.
exactly. But
Mm.
Cookies and cream.
real quick, Briar,
Exactly what it is.
what made you think that it might be a donkey? I'm curious.
You know, you never know. You just want to cover all your bases.
Wild guess, right?
Yeah.
I would just like to see Briar down at the ice cream place, sitting there with his ice cream. Donkey!
What's this Australian
Is
donkey?
it a donkey or is it an emu? Who knows? They look identical. That's
A burro.
Oh, Bureau.
Yeah, the Bureau of Emus.
Bureau of emus.
Yeah. Well, this has been a fascinating
That's great.
journey.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that concludes just fun Australian facts.
Thank you.
Fun
I
fact
feel
Friday,
questions?
because it's Friday in Australia.
Oh, there it
Hey,
is.
It works.
Nice.
Perfect.
nice.
Nailed it.
So on to show discussions, show
I
topics.
don't. You didn't send me a run sheet.
Yeah,
Hefty, so
on to our mental
Yeah, I
run
get the
sheet
run
that
sheet.
we keep tallied in our brains at all time.
we don't even have a mental run sheet.
I do.
Do you? I show up.
We have trials to talk about, second week of trials, and then we have some
Yeah.
lore and
TWAB
stuff happening
about
in
trials.
TWAB. Yeah, there's a TWAB
Yeah.
about trials and all that. Let's talk about what
Yeah.
happened this last weekend, since there was a, quite a distinct thing happening in the matchmaking pool that they were testing out. Yeah, how'd you guys feel about it? Who played, and who played enough? To,
I played.
Yeah,
You know
That's
what
what I played
happened,
on.
Hefty? Do you know what happened?
tell me.
Tomo, my husband, was like, I'm going to play Trials. I'm like, okay, we can play
Oh.
Trials. This was after I'd been flawless. And he said, no,
Ooh.
I'm not playing with you. I'm playing solo. So that is my experience of Trials last weekend, was people saying, any non-flawless gamers want to play? And then telling me to go away. That's
So,
my
do you wish that you had maybe gone flawless later in the weekend as opposed to right
Yes.
away?
Yep.
Yeah, like would you have made that choice
Sure do.
instead? Yeah.
You sure would have. But we wanted to do legit science. Me and Mylan, we were playing together. He had a spreadsheet and everything. He was going full Fran mode.
Oh, the
Yeah.
Fran sheets.
I kept
We were doing
note.
science. So I
Because
went flawless for science.
We went flawless on the very first card, right?
We did. It was very easy, to be fair.
Did it feel easier than
And
last weekend?
Was it easier than last weekend? Oh, it's about the same, I think, going flawless the first time.
Yeah. Okay.
But
yeah, because we
that
went
being
on
said,
Friday.
that being said, I had a lot more people in my chat that didn't go flawless last week and went flawless this week.
And that's the
Interesting.
positive side of it, right? That's the allows more people to maybe want to stay in the playlist because they can go flawless. They have better matches for them.
That's like one of their goals, right? Like they want more people engaging and trying.
And with the population, you ultimately their ideal situation would be to keep players of all skill levels playing trials all throughout the weekend and keep coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, if it was like week 1 forever, the lowest skilled population may have dropped out of just being like, it's not worth my time.
Too many blowouts, right?
Too many blowouts.
Yeah, 5-0s.
They're changing it anyway next week, right? Like this is clearly an ongoing adjustment that they're doing. When we talk about the TWAB, we're, they half of it is about adjusting this.
Yeah, I think that's probably the most exciting thing, but also dangerous, obviously, as we saw what happens with matchmaking adjustments. But it's super exciting to see that they're willing to peel back the layers and switch things up right away, and they know that they need to find the sweet spot to both maintain player population, but also rewards, engagement, matchmaking. Make sure the matchmaking times don't suck. And also make sure people don't experience poor games consistently if they're playing solo. Like they said, the solo is clearly working. The player engagement is soaring, and they only had a 50,000 drop from last weekend or the first weekend to the second weekend. So it's not a cliff at all. In terms of repeat games, there was a cliff once people got to the to the lighthouse.
I haven't seen the stats from the 12, but I saw the stats from Trials report. I assume they went into. I guess we're going to talk about it soon, but it felt like people played flawless and didn't play as many games after going flawless compared with last week, and that was definitely my experience too.
There was
correct.
a significant drop. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the stats in the TWAB are extremely interesting, and they are making changes. I think it's kind of hard to talk about it because they're making changes with a lot of the issues that I had with last week, because Bungie also has the same issues that I had as last week, because they're like, this is not hitting our goals of what we want. But yeah, I played significantly less trials because, and I think a lot of the people in the average to slightly above average pool played a lot less, because good enough to go flawless, not good enough to keep winning in the flawless pool. So it kind of that
stark
big
contrast.
Middle portion of players were just like, I can't do anything in this pool.
You're having fine. It was fine up until you went flawless, and then suddenly every game is like, well, this isn't fun anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
I also don't know if the map exaggerated some of the feelings too, because it felt a little bit more like the original Trials, waiting for a pick, like snipers and pulses, and it didn't have as fun of a gameplay style as last week's map did. So that's also a reason why I didn't enjoy it a huge amount. Because when you put that on top of the flawless pool, it reminded me, got flashbacks to
when people are serious about winning,
changes.
Just kind of becomes campy and annoying, waiting for something to happen. I definitely understand that. They acknowledged it too, that like that is a not so popular map for Trials.
Do you want to just read the TWAB and then do an overall
I think we ought
discussion? Because
I really think so.
Sure.
Because we're a bit like,
also,
well, we'll get to it later. The stats.
Just to pimp out firing range too, is they went massively into last week's Trials and their thoughts about it last night. That podcast will be live on Saturday. I mean, those guys really dug into it. It was their whole. I mean, they called it the big. I can't remember, the big Trials debate or something like that.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, that'd be good
stuff.
But now knowing that things are changing, it's hard to talk about it without talking about the changes we know.
Well,
about.
I mean, but it's good to talk impressions. Like if you played it, like did you enjoy it? And obviously for you, Watts, you did not enjoy having the flawless pool.
Yeah, it was. So we have a big group chat, and people were posting in there. Anyone want to play Trials? Non-flawless, by the way.
Yeah.
And as soon as I started seeing that, and my friends are just like, oh, anyone want to play? Oh, non-flawless. I was like, this is going heavily against what Bungie's about, right? Like Bungie is all about playing with people and community and friends and all of that stuff. And that was just completely working against that whole thing that they want. And I wasn't good enough to keep getting stuff from playing the flawless pool. If you win, it went 5-4, so it took forever. if you've lost your flawless status of your card, it feels extremely unrewarding because you might get
yeah.
an Ascendant Shard from that. So that was something that felt really bad, is that I got flawless. Yes, I can, spend a bunch of money and get another adept version of the gun. But if you're playing and then you lose the flawless status, it feels very demoralizing of like, oh, well, I guess there goes my chance of getting more adept weapons because I probably can't go flawless again in this pool.
You think they should change it to where you could still get adept even if like so you went flawless, but then if you lose on your 8th or 9th game, do you think it'd be fair if you still got adept weapons then after that?
I'm not sure what the answer to it is. It's tough to say. I think that they would need to make the flawless pool more incentivizing for people to stay in it, because
Mhm.
now that we've had a week of it, I think most people will probably, people who want to play a lot of trials and get like Ascendant Shards from it, for example, will just play on a 7-win card and not go flawless till the end. So they need to do something where they incentivize people to be in both pools, right? Keep playing no matter who you are, what pool you're in. Keep playing, don't reset, play on the 7-win card. There's a bunch of good reasons to do it.
Yeah.
I don't know what the exact answer is, but
I
incentivizing
think your
people to
point
play
though,
on 7 is
Watts, about having the people looking for specifically people who aren't flawless, like it really does bring back like must have Gallhorn vibes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like it may
Which
be
is
that
not what you want.
yeah, it may be that this is just a flawed experiment.
Well, it's definitely
Like,
not where it should be.
They're changing it this week, but like it may like that's the most compelling argument I've heard against it, to be honest with you. It's just that,
and that sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go for it.
No, I was just saying that was my from my group of friends. It was exactly the same experience and exactly the same concern. It's like we needed people who were in the like our best PvP player in our group of friends intentionally didn't go flawless so he could play with everyone else to help them get flawless.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
last week, the week before, when the first changes, it felt like, hey, who's playing trials? Let's get together, and we all had a fun time. This week, it felt like I tried to play with people who hadn't been flawless, and we're just getting stomped.
Yeah.
It's like, and they're like, okay, see you, Max. Bye bye.
Yeah, bye bye. I don't want to play with you anymore. Get out of here.
I don't want to play with you. We're gonna go to the kiddie pool and win over there, and then we'll be back. And then, like I said before, my other impression was, on top of it being obviously a bit harder in the flawless pool, the play style of that map also, I didn't find as engaging as well. It's a bit of a slower paced map.
Same.
So
Definitely, yeah.
Big same.
Yeah, let's get into the TWAB.
When we get into it,
You want me to read some
I think it's
first?
all the stuff about trials is just really interesting.
Yeah.
So I'll read through most of it. There's some stuff that we can leave out for sure, but most of it. So this coming week, tomorrow, we are getting Trials Labs Capture Zone.
Yeah.
This is their first
nice.
Trials Labs, and I am very excited about it, actually. So what it's going to be is the Labs is going to take place of the normal Trials playlist. So everyone will be playing the Capture Zone Trials. So obviously they can get feedback. So what it's going to be is it's regular elimination, but 30 seconds after the round starts, a Capture Zone is enabled. And players can capture this zone to win the round or just eliminate the other team like normal, which is kind of what Salvage was like in D1.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The capture zone has a waypoint from round start, including a countdown timer. So everyone will know exactly when and where it will be. So you're going to be able to prepare your route, get set up, all that kind of stuff. And then the capture zone starts in the middle of the map in the first round and then changes location each round. And the most interesting part is that the team who just lost gets the advantaged spawn point.
Yeah, that is fascinating.
That was very interesting. It's like they're not just adding capture points, they're also adding this thing of, oh, you lost that round. Well, here's a better spawn for you to try and come back from it.
Yeah. Like you get
Very
advantage to capture that zone if you can hold out for 30 seconds and then hold down the zone as well. I imagine Sentinel Bubble could be pretty useful. And I could see a lot of people wanting to run that just for the possibility of locking down one of those zones, for a secured win.
I've also seen Middle Tree Arc Strider doing the
Yep.
the twirlies
The
and like
twirly.
deflecting supers and stuff
Yeah,
or
for sure.
absorbing them.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Well of Radiance. Forgot about that. That thing is like a tank now, right?
Very tanky. Until you get shatter dived.
The Shatter
cool
Dive
thing
ruin
about-
it?
Ruins everything. Destroys anything it wants to.
Does it take care of the sword in one Shatter Dive?
I would assume so, because you can kill a bubble with it. So I would assume it would kill
Oh,
the sword.
I didn't realize you can kill a bubble with it. That sucks.
Yeah. Because
Eesh.
it can
God.
freeze the sword, it just can't freeze the people in it. So
Got it. Yeah.
yeah.
I think the cool thing about having capture zones is it's going to open up the use of those defensive supers more, even though they are seen a little bit. They're not as prominent as something else. So
Yeah.
be cool to see it change what is viable in trials when there is a zone to capture.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Also
very
keeps
interesting.
people moving around the map a little more, right?
Yeah, exactly. But you're basically only going to have 30 seconds where you can, stand back and look for a pick or whatever. But even in that 30 seconds, you're probably going to want to be moving to the location of the capture point. So it's definitely going to incentivize people to move more. It's probably going to make people use different exotics, like Gemini Jesters is probably going to be really good here because everyone's around a capture point. So just dodge and everyone's blind.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be
I'm
exciting for
excited
this.
too. It could
interested to see
really
how it plays out.
switch
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
up.
I'm definitely
I'm
curious.
excited.
I think the teams that slay though, they're going to have no problem just going in and killing the other team
Going
before
full.
30 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I played against a team where they had a grenade up every time. They would just run to where we were, throw the grenade, and then just push and just kill everybody. I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
but
Okay.
that's gonna happen with good teams regardless.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this though.
Yeah, I'm definitely
So
excited
is that
to see
this weekend?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow, Mylan. You playing?
Yep, we're playing, baby. It's all.
And also, it's gonna be double trials rank points for every match. So
That's nice.
you can love.
Oh,
And also, it's worth noting, in case someone didn't know this, when you reset at Saint, you get new weapons for your level ups. So right now it's sniper and hand cannon. When you reset, it'll be 2 different weapons. You reset, it'll be another 2 different weapons.
oh, right. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So
That's
you're not
great.
just getting the exact same sniper and exact same hand cannon the whole way.
Yeah, that's awesome. I could see quite a bit of grinding this week. Hopefully it's a good map. What map do you think?
Ooh. Now here's the thing. Do they go larger map because of cap points? Or do they go a nice map that people like?
I feel like it's going to be Rusted Lands because that was a salvage map.
Rusted Lands would actually be
That would be pretty good.
fun. That would be pretty fun. It's gonna
But
be
you're right. Larger map would make it more interesting to have to chase them down.
might be Widow's Court.
Mm.
Well, let's hope it's not the first Widow's Court appearance with Trials of Osiris when all the cheaters appeared. They're like, "Yep,
Oh,
this is
dear
my time to
God.
shine." Dear
That
God,
was
that was the
not
death
Widows,
of
right?
Trials that time. That,
That
was
really was.
bad.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
Yep.
Next, they're talking about some of the flawless stuff. Week 1, week 2, some stats, some thoughts. So of course, last week as we've talked about plenty, they separated flawless players from the regular pool, which is something people have said for a long time. So I'm not surprised that they tried it.
Yeah.
Many people were like, "What if when you go flawless, you're just you're in a flawless queue?"
They tried it.
Like,
They tested it out.
They tried it. They did it.
They're willing to try things, right?
They're willing to try, which I do like. I hope people just keep in mind that they are changing trials pretty frequently until it stabilizes. So keep giving it a try.
I think that's one of the best things about this is that they're willing to adjust and course correct really fast. Like we're gonna have
and they're listening to feedback, especially if it's not written by an asshole.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not gonna be a belligerent asshole about your feedback, it's gonna get heard. And they want that
They're
feedback.
clearly listening.
Yeah, I mean,
Like, when's the last time that we felt like we've had like an open line of communication to the Crucible team?
Yeah. Well, what Crucible team?
So here come some fun stats and stuff. So they're talking about the changes that they made. Of course, they allowed people solo and duo to join, which just increased the population by an insane amount. But here they said solo players are key to the entire system working, which makes sense. Puts more people, way more people into the playlist.
Yeah.
So they said in the first week, a whopping 54% were full fire teams versus solos or duos. But this week, it was 45% fire team versus solos. And I was wondering, could this be because no one wants to play with their flawless friend? So they're like, I'm going solo. I'm not playing with you.
Yeah, it could be.
I was like, I'm sure it's not all that, right? But I'm sure there is a decent percentage of people that weren't teaming up because they just fancied their chances solo more.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe
It
not.
could be that everybody who played all weekend 2 weeks ago hit flawless and then went and played Deathloop or Kenna Bridge of Spirits for the rest of the weekend.
Possibly.
So this is in the non-flawless pool, right?
This was
say,
just
right?
this was just talking about
Just total games.
solo players. Yeah, just this
Okay.
solo player experience.
Yeah, I feel like I
Which they're going
saw.
into more.
I feel like I saw more teams this time
Me
around.
too.
So that's what's
Me
kind of
too.
weird. They're saying like it's a 10% drop in teams matching solos and duos, but I felt like I saw more teams, and I'm like, huh?
Yeah. I know,
Kind of
right?
annoying.
So they have a thing here of how they want to keep solo players playing Trials. So they said we learned a lot from the first 2 weeks of solo matchmaking. So week 1, solo wins were 23% of games. Blowouts, 5-0 losses were 38% of games. And they were not happy with the blowouts. 38% of games.
Yeah. That's
And
a
then
lot.
week 2,
Yeah.
it went from 23% solo wins to 36% solo wins. And the blowouts 5-0 losses went from 38% of games to 29%. So it's about a 10% difference from week 1 to week 2 in both of those.
I want to make sure I'm understanding this right.
Yes.
So this is like on average, if I went in as a solar queuer and I was a completely average player, 23 in week 1, 23% of the games I played. So if I played 100 games, 23 of them would have been wins,
Correct.
and 38% would have been blowouts.
5-0s.
Like
Yeah.
I got knocked out 5-0.
Statistically
is-
speaking, yeah.
Abysmal. Like, can
It's
you
pretty
imagine that
bad.
experience?
Yeah.
Like that is
Which is why they wanted
awful.
to try this new matchmaking,
Yeah.
right? Because it is
Yeah.
pretty bad.
But
I literally
Brian,
get
think about how
skunked
quickly
in more
think of-
games than I win. Never mind
think
just
about how-
losing.
Think about how quickly you're getting XP because you're getting 5-0s.
You're losing. You're already losing 76% of the time, but you actually get skunked. You get hammered so bad that you didn't win a round more, like a significantly more, than you won a game. That is brutal.
Your speed running XP farm.
Yeah. In week 2, if you look at week 2, though, I mean that's a dramatic improvement.
It is,
Like,
yeah, definitely.
You're winning
10%
13% more,
I-
36% more of the time, and your blowouts are down to 29, which is that's a significant like player experience difference, right?
I wish they separated flawless pool from non-flawless pool in week 2 because
Yeah.
I think there was probably a dramatic difference. If you were a solo player in the flawless pool,
Oh yeah.
I think those numbers would be closer together.
How many people solo players do you think were in the flawless pool?
Like I
There
played
was-
a fair
there was a
bit to
few,
try it
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like a few who are YouTubers and are just trying to make a YouTube video of them going flawless in the flawless pool.
yeah, I mean, if you
Well,
look
how
at
many
if
people
you,
are really
if
doing
you look
that?
at these stats, what the majority of solo players were not like going flawless, obviously, because like if 36% were wins, then you're clearly not going to have a 7-win streak on average as an average player. It's people who are definitely like higher skill. We're going flawless, you know.
But I didn't have my team to play with because no one wanted to play with me because I'm the flawless pool. So I wanted to grind some Trials XP. So I was jumping into flawless because I did last week and I just wanted to see what the experience was like. And I was playing solo just to grind XP to get a roll on. Was it Reeds this week? Whatever the adept weapon
Reeds,
was, right?
yeah.
Because I wanted Reeds of Regret.
Okay.
So I'd already gone flawless with the team, and then I was
And you were
'Cause
solo queuing.
we went floors early in the week,
Yeah. Yeah.
which I convinced Bots to do, which was a bad idea. I was like, it'll be fine.
And then
Just
we're
play
like,
for what it is. Just experiment. It'll be good.
I was
just whatever.
I was fine for the science, okay? I was happy to do it legit this week so they could get their data, and they
Yeah.
saw that I just stopped playing. So there you go.
Yep.
There's my data.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
I
data.
was like, no, thank you.
Yep.
So they do say here that what they're looking for long term with these percentages is they're looking to keep the solo win rate above 30% and the solo fire team blowouts under 33%. So if this number stays exactly like it is right now, they're happy with that. But it's nice to know. It's nice to know what percentage they're looking for, because then it kind of helps you realize what's too much for them, what's too little. I do like that.
Do you think Trials keeps its solo players long term? This is an especially long season with those numbers.
With enough,
Do you think that's a reality? Like people are going to do that?
I think with enough tinkering, and if they continue to adjust stuff and try to like nail it, like if we're going to try a new Trials mode tomorrow, I think it's going to be a slow decline. It's not going to be a sharp fall off, because they already showed it went from 750,000 to 700,000. Like,
I wonder what the average like regular Crucible player, what their win percentage is.
I think we just saw it.
They've said they shoot for 50%, right?
Oh,
in the past, but that was a long time ago that they said that. That might have been, that might have been during Destiny 1. It was so long ago.
No, that was back when D2 Vanilla sucked and everybody was sweating their balls
D2 Vanilla,
off.
super competitive.
Oh my God,
that's right.
One hand on your buddy's ass as you're like team firing constantly around the corner. It's so dumb.
So during that time, they had said they were shooting for 50%, like using matchmaking. They were shooting for 50%. This is way below 50%. Like, does the average player who did get all their loot finally from Trials of Osiris keep in that playlist with a 30% win rate?
Well, they're getting more stuff though. They're getting the Ascendant drops and all. You know, like there's technically more things to just get and play.
I was gonna say, for me, like my preferred activity would be playing Trials over doing like Nightfalls over and over again to get shards. So like I would gladly sit in the playlist just all weekend trying to get shards.
Yeah, I think the replayability obviously is considerably better, especially if the map's good. You know, like a Burning Shrine, that just plays great as a Trials map. This last map, I definitely was like, I'm getting sick of this map pretty fast, but I'm still playing.
It's just that win rate though is so low. Like that's such a brutal experience just to get beat on all the time.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're talking about average, you know, so that's the thing though. If you're gonna match up against teams, like you're gonna get stomped from a coordinated team that knows they're like synced up with their grenades, like you were saying, Watts.
Yeah,
they all knew when they're pressing the grenade button at the same time, telepathically.
3, 2, 1, grenade.
Yeah.
Okay, they're all dead.
when I was playing solo, I didn't really expect to win, a bunch. I was like, I'm just gonna go in here, I'm gonna grind some rank, get some loot, and be happy with that.
I feel like my win rate was like 60-40 going in there, and that there was, sometimes it gets stomped, sometimes stomp the other team, sometimes stomp a 3-stack.
You guys are on a Destiny podcast though.
Yeah, but I've stopped playing like Crucible for the most part. In fact, I tried to go into Crucible a couple times, and I was like, nah, this ain't it. Just regular control, and I was like, God, no.
You know what was scary this week is Le Monarch.
It was.
Yes, it was.
Oh, what a pain in the ass.
Oh, man.
That was oh, boy.
It leaves you one shot, and it's nasty. And then like follow-up grenade, and you fall over immediately.
Yeah.
It wasn't fun to verse.
It was rough. Next, they talk about game quality. So they say that in terms of blowouts, they consider 5-1 to also be a non-competitive match. So they're looking for 5-2 and 5-4 is what they're wanting to see from matches. So in week 1, they saw 60% of matches end at 5-0 or 5-1.
Wow.
That's a big number.
Of all Trials of Osiris matches?
That's a big number.
Jesus.
That's a big number. In week 2, it went to 52%. So it is an improvement, but they do say that they want to see it drop to 30 to 40% over the long terms.
So that's concerning. And the reason is because they want to shift matchmaking to accommodate more of the, like, let's not let the solo players get stomped as much. And yes, I get it. Like, you don't want to create a bad experience in there so these solo players drip out completely. But at the same time, you don't want to like artificially shift the matchmaking just so like the 3 stacks have a horrible time because they're trying to make that ratio go down. You know, so this is one of those things that's a very delicate balance that they can't. They need to make sure that they don't screw up. Yeah, it's SBMM essentially. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. Like, this is one of those things where it's like if they suddenly switch over to having a freelance playlist and a regular trials, like I feel like I would prefer a freelance at this point because I like going in solo, playing a couple games, and I definitely prefer playing against 3 other solos than the teams from what I saw.
You can see what they're trying to build here, right? Like this is they're trying to build basically a brand new mode, right? Out of kind of the remnants of Trials. I wonder if they would have had more success actually, or just naming it something brand new so that it didn't have to like compete with everybody's perfect conception of what Trials of Osiris should be or was in the past. Whereas with the brand new name, they'd have a brand new slate to create something. You know, this is something different. This is something where there is matchmaking, where we got different levels of like, you know, once you go flawless, you're in a different pool altogether. We've got different game modes in it. This is something different. I kind of wish they'd called it something different.
Yeah.
I think it would have been more exciting too.
Yeah, it's man, this is one of those things where it's like I can't wait to see how they finally come up with solutions for this, or do they ever?
Yeah. Or maybe they just keep adjusting it, you know?
Yeah, constantly adjusting it here and there.
Yeah, tinkering.
I will say if I have the option of just not ever matching a 3 stack, I'm going to take that option if I'm playing solo. 100%.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I ooh.
Yeah. Again, 20% of the time, I'd stomp them or have like a close game. But the majority of the time, it was like they're clearly just coordinated and play together all the time. So they're going to play better.
It's such a huge advantage to be able to talk to each other.
Mm-hmm. But also know their rhythms. Like if someone is the sniper and someone is the shotgun rusher and all that, like there's roles that people take on when they play together in teams a lot.
Yeah.
I tried to talk with people to see if they would open up their mics like in solo playlist. Just typing in the chat going.
Did you drop a Australian fact in the chat?
And
then they turn on their mic?
Because no one will respond to me. I started writing lore quizzes in the chat at the beginning of each round.
That's great.
Like, quiz number 1. Name the first 5 members of Eris Morn's fire team. One guy actually played along. We were literally playing Trials,
that's incredible.
and he was answering lore quizzes, and
he was getting it. Was he getting it right?
He got 1 out of 3, and then I said,
"That's probably better than what I would have do."
You got 1 out of 3. Go watch some more Bite videos. See you later.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
That is amazing. That's great.
Oh man, love it.
So the next point that they're talking about is keeping matchmaking times low.
Yeah.
So because you don't want 5-minute queues, but the matches are great, but you have to sit there staring at the screen doing nothing for 5 minutes. So in both weeks, they found that the average matchmaking time was just under 50 seconds per match. And the only reason that it was even that high was because players who started off on a terrible streak would end up in a matchmaking pool below the base pool that only looked for other players who had started off losing 10 rounds in a row. So Trials has so much matchmaking going on. There's that pool, there's the regular pool, there's the flawless pool, there's the you're on 7 wins pool. There's so many.
There's the you've been sucking pool.
Yeah, you just so
too many 5-0s.
You remember original Trials of Osiris? No matchmaking.
0. Just
get
go
in there. Fight it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the thing. And when you lose 10 rounds in a row, you go into the extra super kiddie pool. It's barely a pool.
Can I just start there? Is that an
Well,
option?
apparently there's like no one in there either. They said it's a very small pool with matchmaking times that last over 4 minutes before the system gives up and
I got time to
expands.
kill. I literally don't have a job.
They said that they're going to be adjusting how the matchmaking help applies, so no one gets stuck in a smaller matchmaking pool going forward. So that kind of gives us an idea of they're okay with like 50 seconds per match. 4 minutes seems like it's a long time for them.
That seems long.
Because I've always wondered, like, what was, we start looking for people outside of the flawless pool if it takes too long. I was like, what is too long? What is that? I think 4 minutes is way too long.
4
a
minutes,
long
1
time.
second too long.
Way, way, way too long.
After a minute of regular matchmaking, I'm like, what is happening here?
Same.
This
Yeah.
crossplay is in effect. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
You guys have obviously never played Escape from Tarkov, where I've waited 10 minutes to get into a match.
10
Thank you very
minutes.
much.
It's a long time.
I mean,
That's a long
you can get stuff done. Go make a
Yeah,
sandwich
yeah.
or
Go clean,
Yeah.
start dinner.
get a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a 6-pack. I mean, you got a long time here. You finish the first one, go back down for the second one.
So then they talk about things that worked. So they said we had just over 700,000 players this weekend, which is only 50,000 less players than week 1, which is much higher than expected given a normal drop off after launch combined with Distant Shore being a less popular map.
Yeah.
Good news.
Yeah, it's very good. Plus, 253,000 players went flawless. That is like more than how many used to even play the game. Though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like a
No. It's a lot.
record for some
150K,
weekends.
I think, right?
And it said that games were 10% longer, mostly due to more competitive games. Honestly, I think them being longer is mostly to do with the map.
Yeah.
The map is just like people put on their snipers because they're like, it's this a short, it's the sniper map. And then they just sit back and wait for a pick. And that's how the whole weekend played
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, you get a lot more reses too. Like you pick
Yeah.
some, like I found in solo playlist, I would get a sniper shot and my team wouldn't push and then they'll get the res and then,
Yeah.
we've basically reset.
I found myself using the Gambit scout rifle quite a bit. The full auto one.
Yeah, it's a good scout. It really
Yeah.
is. Like it's a good scout. And on that map, it
Servant
makes
something,
total
isn't
sense.
it?
Yeah, exactly. So,
Servant leader, and you got Survivor's Epitaph, Servant Summon, whatever.
yeah, I don't have
No
like
time
a
to
great roll
explain.
either.
Did you guys use that?
No time to explain.
I
is
have
very
used
good.
that.
Pulse rifles are good.
Yeah, I was using
That
that first
slaps.
weekend.
That's good.
Slaps.
Yeah, I was
Mhm.
switching between that and Outbreak Perfected, but then I ended up switching to the scout rifle for this map because again, like a lot of people were just chilling in the back. So
Mm-hmm.
Next, they talk about things that didn't work, which is a larger thing to read. So we saw 34% less matches played overall, and the number of matches post flawless dropped by 45%.
45%.
45%.
it's quite the cliff.
That's almost half.
That is. So almost half were like, nah.
So that pool was getting suckier and suckier
And
as
that's
time
the
went
thing,
by.
right? If there's no extra incentive for people to keep playing in that pool to make their time worth being in that pool, they're not going to play, which then makes the pool worse, and then less
Yeah.
people play. So it's just a
Yeah.
trickle effect
It's
of.
more and more
awfulness.
less rewarding.
Mm-hmm.
They also had reports of significant numbers of players resetting 5-0 or 6-0 cards, but we saw around 16,000 total cards that were reset without any losses, but under 7 wins.
Okay.
So
That's
16,000 cards out of 2.7 million cards were
Yeah.
reset.
So I mean,
They even say here that it's not a lot, but it is something that they're watching because it's unhealthy if it gets more common.
well, it's upwards of 150,000 games.
True.
Yeah.
That's
No,
true.
wait.
Yeah,
Is
and
it?
I think especially with
My math off?
last weekend, I saw a lot of
120?
people who were like, I'm not gonna reset because I just want them to get the data. Whereas if they 100%, if they kept things exactly the same as last week, I would be one of those players because I want to play with my friends.
Yeah.
I play Trials on the
Same.
weekend. I want to play all weekend and get Ascendant Shards, which would be a 7 win card, but it would have a loss on it.
Yep.
But yeah, I 100% would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. Me too.
They also
I
aren't
want to play
counting.
with friends.
They also aren't counting for people who just intentionally got a loss right away, and then just
Exactly.
never reset
Yeah.
their card. Right?
Because maybe that's because they don't think that that's necessarily unhealthy because you're playing on 7.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that was a significant number that were doing that.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. And then also this stat blew my mind. I screamed. It was bad. So normally we see 50% of the players who go flawless doing so with someone else who is already flawless. Last week it was 56%. This can either be a traditional carry or just playing with friends. That number dropped to 16% this week. 16%! We're like, no, I am not playing.
So this was not worth it.
16%.
Or they tried and they couldn't, right?
I imagine
yeah.
they tried one game and were like, "This ain't happening."
You know,
So
I know a ton
normally
of people
it's
who
around
play
the 50%.
trials. Yeah, no, I know a ton of people who play trials, and they have their team that they go flawless with, and then the rest of the weekend is them bringing friends to the lighthouse, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yep.
literally the whole weekend.
Yeah,
That's how they spend
it's
the
not
weekend.
just streamers that do it. It's
Not
not
this
just
weekend.
carriers. It's it's so many people that do that. Where it
Yeah.
became a thing of which 2 of my friends do I want to go flawless with, and
Yeah.
which of my friends am I just going to abandon because they're not going to want to play with me.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
So-
every clan's got a ringer in there too that everybody is calling. Like, hey, you got time on Sunday night? I guess.
Yeah. Normally it's around 50% that go flawless with someone else who's already flawless.
Yeah.
16%.
Huge fall off.
Which they say here is unacceptably low for friend game content. Goes completely against what Bungie wants from Destiny.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
I mean, it's so predictable that was going to happen.
it is, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So here's the changes they are making in week 3, which is tomorrow. So this is the exciting stuff.
Yeah.
So they're going to be waiting until Sunday morning reset at 10 a.m. Pacific to enable the flawless pool. So Friday and Saturday, things are just like week 1. And then
Mhm.
Sunday and Monday, things will be like week 2.
What do you want to bet
Okay.
that they mess it up and it's automatically activated again right away?
That was we
I'll
didn't
take
even
your
talk
bet,
about
But
that.
in reverse, it never gets activated.
That
It
could
was-
happen too.
My God, I was watching a bunch of people stream, and they went flawless pretty quickly because they're very amazing players, and they were just matching each other constantly,
Yeah.
because they turned it on right away. There's like 2 people in the
By
flawless pool.
accident, supposedly.
Yeah, by accident.
They're like,
By
"Oh,
accident.
it shipped on. Crap."
I think I played a little bit on, it would have been Monday morning in Australia. So I guess off peak time, people have actual jobs. And I was matching the same people like over and over again.
Yep.
Mm.
Yeah, that's rough.
So,
So,
I
what do
think
you-
this is
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah.
What do you think if it's assuming it goes smoothly, do you think that's a fair compromise? Like you have 2 days of every free for all matchmaking, and then the last 2 days is you get shuffled into the pool. You've been too good. Stay in the
I
flawless
think it
pool.
makes more sense just because by Sunday there will be more people in the pool. So when they turn it on, it's hopefully not as like, ugh, Jesus, this is terrible.
Yeah.
I think it's a decent compromise. I mean, hey, they even say here that they're looking for deeper matchmaking solutions that allow them to remove the flawless pool, period. So this isn't something that they want as a permanent solution. But I think it's a decent solution.
It's a good compromise for the time being.
Yeah, I think it's for the time being, it's a good middle ground, I would say.
I don't see the incentive for me
Mm-hmm.
to even jump into the flawless pool still. I still feel like if I just had a flawed card, I guess it's access to the adept weapon. That's the only hook, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then I can't re-roll it until I've got that adept weapon.
Yep.
So
You could
So
just
is this just
farm
shortening
it for the whole weekend.
Trials of Osiris to 2 days?
I don't know, because again, you can still reset your card if you don't want to like. If you want to just play games and not worry about going flawless, which that was my approach. I was like, if I lose, I lose. It's fine. Like I'm having fun playing games.
Yeah.
So what about this? Because this is what I'm thinking, and this is like obviously abusing the system. Why wouldn't I have a flawed card, farm XP, which is double XP this weekend,
Yep.
and then just go and collect all the engrams, keep them stored up, and then just go flawless before the reset, and then roll for whatever the adept weapon is.
Exactly.
Yep.
That's what I would do.
Seems smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then I know I'm going to have a fun time. I'm going to enjoy grinding because it's not going to be super sweaty.
Yeah. I mean, on top
I
of that,
know that I'm going to hand them all in.
yeah. On top of that, if you go into the flawless pool, then you're guaranteed to have a lot more 5-4 games. Obviously sweaty games, and they're going to be 5-4 most of the time because it's going to be on the flawless matchmaking, versus being able to just, do like the.
Oh yeah, sorry. You lose your card when you reroll
You do, yeah.
for the Okay, so you can't save up for the.
You lose your card.
Because it just depends what you want. Yeah. So when you can turn in to get the adept weapon from Saint, you have to
hand in
give him your card, and then
with 7 wins on it.
Yeah.
So you can roll for everything else. So if you already have the god roll adept that you want, you could do what I said. But if you want to get the thing is, I wasn't getting adept anyway because I couldn't get 7 wins back on my card because I was playing solo.
Exactly.
Same,
and you're just cursed with having to stay in that pool.
Yep. Nothing you can do to get out of it. Can't go with your friends. They've abandoned you.
Yeah.
You're just
So
stuck to be sad and alone.
last week I didn't get to reroll. Even though I went flawless, I only got one chance at the adept because then I was in the flawless pool and I was playing solo. My friends hadn't gone flawless yet, and then I couldn't get 7 wins on the card to hand it in.
Yeah, it was big sad times. So I think this is a decent compromise for now. Anyway,
Why is this account based and not character based?
you know what? I would guess because they made the change that cards are account based.
Yeah.
And I would guess there's
that.
some kind of like tie-in with why they can't just separate them.
Yeah, it's most likely a technical reason, not that they're just being like spiteful, being like, you got it with your hunter? Too bad.
Too bad.
Yeah, it's
a decent compromise. They of course say that they're going to be looking at analytics and feedback. Something that's going to be very clear is how many people play Trials Friday, Saturday, how many played Sunday, Monday, and just see. That would be some good data that I'd like.
Yeah, definitely.
They do say to look out for more info in mid to late October about them just removing the flawless pool and having a different, deeper matchmaking solution.
That's not far away.
That's not far. When they said mid to late October, I was like, dang, that's so far. That is very,
Dude, the
very
expedience
September is
of
done,
these,
son.
yeah, the
It's
expedience of these changes are like not Bungie. for PvP related stuff, like this is not usually what happens.
Yeah, right away. I would love to say I love all the changes that are coming quickly, even if they're changes that don't work. I love that it's happening quickly, and I love that we're getting numbers and percentages and data, and they're sharing all of that.
Hell
with
yeah!
us. It's great.
Fail,
fun.
Fail fast, be open about it, and then get on to the next solution.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what they're doing with the pool, and then they're also turning off. Well, we are turning off matchmaking help until you've played at least 2 matches during the weekend. So this is where you lose 10 and go into the super kiddie pool.
Yeah.
Because people just lost right away, and then they were in the pool by themselves, and they were waiting forever.
That sucks. You're so fucking bad that we're just not even gonna let you play any.
We're not going to let you play anyone until someone else gets in here.
It's like getting picked last for dodgeball again.
So they're also, what they're doing, they are making it to where players no longer get special ammo replenished when they get revived. So you get 2 shots, no matter what. They're also adding a hold functionality to purchase gear from State 14 to prevent accidental purchases. Weapons received from Reputation Rank Reward Track on State 14 will now have their Masterwork slots active. And unfortunately, they do want to add they want to remove the matchmaking counter, but it will not be in the patch this week. But it is something that they will be patching in.
Yeah, understandable. Would have been nice to have that removed, but yeah.
Yeah. And then just to end it, they say looking further forward, we expect to take another swing at matchmaking to keep some of the solo/lower skill protections from week 2 without strongly negatively affecting flawless players. We're looking at adjustments to rewards for round and match wins on 7 win cards. So this is interesting. That could very well be, maybe they're adding like, I don't know, just random loot at the end of a 7 win card
I would like that.
match. I would like that too. Maybe
Yeah.
throw in the old armor in there. I don't know.
I would be into that too.
I'd be into that too. That sounds great.
I just don't want them to make it less rewarding. I hope that's not
Yes.
what they're thinking.
I hope not. It just has adjustments.
Yeah, adjustments can go both ways. That's why I'm like,
That's true. It
what
doesn't
kind of
have.
adjustments we talking about?
Yep. And it is worth noting that tomorrow and throughout the weekend, Trials is going to be Capture Zone Trials, but then next week it's going to be Iron Banner, and what they're doing now is not having Trials active while Iron Banner is around. So there will be no Trials
population.
next weekend.
Kind of sad, right? Trials is good. Now they take it
Trials-
away.
The PvP experience in Trials is just kind of fun.
Yeah.
I think it's smart. Keep it fresh.
I
Oh,
think
for
I
sure.
think it's overall a good idea. Yeah.
What
Yeah,
I want to
it's a
see
good
though is the same type of revamp to the reward
Yes.
system to Iron Banner, and also, you know what, give Iron Banner something more unique than just Iron Banner control, like a game mode that's a little bit more wolfish.
Like Rift.
Yeah, Iron Rift. I'll take it. That'd be great.
Iron Rift. But instead of the ball, you carry around like the big axe.
Yes, that'd be great. Imbued with magic.
I'm on board for this change.
But it's like right away, there's no reason why they shouldn't just have the attunement, or I mean the focusing thing on Iron Banner weapons. Like you should be able
Absolutely.
to focus rewards from Saladin to get the weapons you want. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's happened in Trials. Jump in and check out the Capture Zone Trials. If you're someone who feels like you don't want to play against super sweaty people and you want to have more of a chance, give a try on Sunday and Monday.
Yep.
See how that feels. And let's just keep testing to make it the best Trials it can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's night and day different at the moment from where it was in
It
the
is.
past. So that's good.
700,000
figure out-
players.
That's a lot of players.
Massive.
If they can figure out a way to make this like the Joe Destiny's like kind of weekly rotation, that's a huge win for Destiny, right?
Mhm.
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yep.
Besides that, the TWAB, they are launching something pretty cool, which is called Threads of Light. Which
I just
is
want these posters, Watts. I want them framed and I want them all around my house.
Aren't they awesome? I love this idea. So this is a digital fashion magazine
It's really cool.
where it looks like they're going to have one Titan, Warlock, and Hunter every week. And they show you the outfit that they have. And then they, of course, have on the left-hand side what the name of each piece is and what shader it is so you can recreate it for yourself.
I got to say, Muffin Bandit is hot.
Muffin,
working.
I like this look. I do. Muffin Bandit. I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
And it looks like also if you have like a YouTube channel or a Twitch channel, they will put that on there
That
as
is
well.
cool.
Isn't it awesome? Yeah, I really, really like this idea because, you know, the fashion stuff with Destiny has always been a thing. They've been doing fashion contests for a while, but now they're actually doing a digital magazine. So you get your name up there in big letters, you get your outfit, it's great. I love this.
Like the
Countdown
style
to when
too.
this is up on the Bungie store so you could buy it too.
That
Yeah.
would be awesome.
That's the cynical part of me. Is like, yeah, this is leading into
No,
a
I'm not
bunch of
saying-
soul purchase.
I'm not saying they shouldn't do it. That's not like if you were in this book, you definitely want a copy of that book. And even if you just think it's cool, you're gonna want a copy of that book.
Mm-hmm.
So of course,
I mean, look at this
with-
art; it's fantastic.
It's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
So with Threads of Light happening, there is going to be another fashion show. So you can now go on Twitter or Instagram and use hashtag Threads of Light, or you can tag Destiny the game and do an upload of your transmog page of your fashion. And you have so the winners will be picked on September 30th. So you got like a week.
There you go. Get at it.
A week to enter.
Make that sexy guardian.
Get on the runway.
Or, do a pumpkin.
Pumpkin. It's festive.
Yeah, it's festive.
Although maybe this isn't their festive one. Maybe want to keep
festive version coming out later. Yeah, that'd be cool too.
Yeah, with the new dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, dinosaurs, yeah.
Forgot about the dinosaurs.
Yes, dinosaurs are coming. It's soon
That
too.
is coming.
It's real close. It's close.
Dino armor. It's been a while since we voted for that.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
There is something worth noting, which is in the known issues section. Did you guys notice there was a new shader on some certain Trials guns and armor called, Cobalt Clash?
I didn't look at it.
Well, there was a new shader that was beautiful.
Oh, nice.
And people were like, oh man, how do you get this thing to drop? I don't know. Because it's in collections and says complete a flawless Trials ticket to get it. But it has been told to us that these shaders are single use that come pre-equipped on gear obtained from the lighthouse. So you cannot get the shader. If you want to wear the shader, you got to go to the lighthouse and get armor with the shader on it. That's the only way to have a full set with the shader on it.
How do you feel about
Like,
that?
do you have to apply it? Or is it already applied?
It has to be pre-applied.
Already on there.
If you paint over it, you're screwed.
You're screwed. Deleting it also does not give you the shader. It's just on the thing, and that is it. Yep.
And only from Trials, so not if you pick it up from Saint.
It can only be
From
applied
Flaw-
on
from the Lighthouse.
flawless gear. Yep.
It has to drop from flawless gear.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep. So they
Okay.
say, we apologize for the confusion and will be removing it from collections. Furthermore, we realize that this is not an ideal player experience. We will be
Yeah. It's
reevaluating
a
how we
pretty-
distribute special shaders.
It's a pretty deep cut right there.
I was like,
you wearing
ooh,
that
no one
shader?"
liked that. No one. No
Imagine
one
though.
likes this.
Imagine though if you recognize the shader, you're like, oh, it's wearing the flawless shader that you can only get from getting the gear to drop as flawless, and they're all perfect
That is
rolls.
that is a pretty big EP and slapperoo right there.
You're like, my lord, look at that shader.
I just like it's how, hey, here's Transmog, here's a cool fashion magazine. Oh, by the way, the only way you can get this shader is off a loot drop off flawless.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yep. It's the only way you can get it, my friends. Cobalt Clash.
Cool.
Well, I hope they change that because yes, I would like to. It's great to have a shader that comes from going flawless. I think that's super
Totally.
cool. Maybe they could tie it to an achievement or something. I don't know. So got to be something they can do.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the story this week a little bit?
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
Mylan, hit us up with some lore.
Yeah.
What's
What's the
Lauren?
Lauren? What's the Lauren dad?
Yeah, this is our new
so I'm gonna
segment.
pay
What's the
points
lore
every
on it?
time I say that.
Did we get all the tech-ins finally? Did we round them all up?
I've got some bad news for you.
Oh, there's more.
I think
Is there a reason this is the longest season?
according to I have now read all of the item lore from this season, and in that there are 13 tech-ins. So
13.
13.
What are we on? 5, right?
5.
So we got 8 more to go.
I don't know if they're gonna do all of them or what, but
You
in the
think
lore
If
there's
they
13.
keep doing dialogue, like distinct dialogue for 13 weeks, I'd be happy with that.
That's
Like
true.
I'm kind of
I am happy
interested
with
in
that.
logging in and running these
Yeah.
missions every week
we
just to hear what Savathun's going to say, what Mara's going to say, what.
Yeah, we
what,
do have
Well,
until
That's-
February.
I mean, Season of Splicer did that basic. I think. I mean, there was a couple of weeks, or was it 1 week that was season the solstice gear, but essentially it was 10 to 12 weeks of dialogue. I think.
Yeah.
From memory.
Yeah.
So.
So I mean, this is the longest season, so it makes sense that this would go on for a while.
Yeah, got to catch them all.
Yeah. So it's going to get a bit repetitive. I think, obviously, like the Shattered Realm, but which I still like. I still think it's a good activity. I think it's just gonna be a long season, but
yeah,
you know, I still like the way they've done the
that realm
Compass
is
and-
evolving a little bit too, right? Different things are showing up now. Or am I just?
Yes.
Did I not notice it?
I've got
the
lore.
first time
I've got
around?
lore on that too. Big lore on that.
Right.
okay.
Right. Strap in.
Strap on
get all
in,
Strap
cozy,
in.
gamers.
Strap on it.
Get your
Gamers.
blankies, get your hot chalky.
Yeah. Snuggle up. Right. Week 5. We start off as usual. We speak to Marasov at the Wayfinder's Compass. She basically says, I'm certain Savathun will betray us, but keep talking with her. Maybe she'll let slip what her plans are. She does a nice callback to Mithrax, saying we got to live alongside our monsters, which is what Mithrax said in Season of the Splicer, talking about obviously the alliance between Elixni and humans, and how Same 14 was perceived as a monster, and that we got that monsters cutscene.
Real quick, didn't she seem a bit bitey this time around? A little worked up, or was it just me?
No, I'd agree.
Yeah,
I can't remember, but yeah, she
Agree.
is. She's getting a bit angry.
She was a bit angsty. Stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot
Mhm.
on her plate. She's got her brother who
Getting lip from
she
Crow.
knows is still a bad guy. She's got Savathun and a crystal. Like, a lot of shit's going on. She's looking for her
Yeah.
Techian friends,
True.
Yeah.
And there's 13 of them.
right? She
Yes,
just
13
found
of
out there's like 8 more than she thought.
Yeah, I got more of this.
She's maybe she's feeling the pressure, huh? As we all realize, she's an asshole.
Yeah.
Chill.
Yeah, she is an asshole, like to begin with, like baseline an asshole. Plus, she's
Yeah.
got all this shit going on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Got to go full Karen on a lemonade stand.
She also said she's not sure why the pyramid ships haven't attacked yet as well.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Mm.
Yeah,
Like, what's
She
up with
the
that?
always
reason?
acknowledges like what's going on here. Like, why haven't they attacked? There has to be, and that's sort of why she wants you to keep talking to Savathun, because she suspects that Savathun might know something about that as well.
Mhm.
You then can look at the terminal right next to the Wayfinder's Compass, and you get a dialogue option between Petra and Akora. And while it is very pleasant, I left that going, you absolute sneaky lady, Petra, because we know from last law book that Marasov wants Petrovenge to manipulate Aldrin, or them. Or was that this week? I'm getting my law books confused. But they want Aldrin and Crow to almost be the same. Did I mention that last week, or is that
Yeah,
this
we
week's
were
law
talking
entry?
about that last week, about how like she
Yeah.
was grooming, or like the plan, and then the plan got messed up, and she was pissed off
Yeah.
about that, about how she
Yeah.
wanted the light bearer.
Yeah. So they want them to become one, so to speak. And here Petra is sort of speaking with a Cora Ray and not really revealing that, or sort of like Akora asked about Crow, and we know that Petra wants them to become one. So it looks like sort of Petra's playing the game a little bit there. And she's obviously Team Mara and she's Team Queen. So it's interesting dialogue, because Petra also says, just for out of no reason, she's like, you want my opinion? I think Osiris is dead.
Wow.
Okay, well, no one asked for your opinion, but
You're just like, oh, okay.
Stay in your lane,
Alright.
Petra.
and
Did you kill him? Huh? Are you working with Savathun?
it's like, is this too on the nose? Like, and it's also brought up in the law entry this week. Again, I think Osiris is dead, and there's no. So part of me was like, ha ha, I called it, told ya, la 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 la. But then I'm like, are they? Is it too obvious? I guess
Can you
that's the
translate
question.
that for YouTube, Mylan, please? What you just did there.
the Mr. Bean, the Mr.
Yeah.
Bean.
that was
La, la, la,
his.
la, la.
That was his middle fingers waving about, almost as if they were Gene Simmons' tongue on his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if they're making it really obvious to like to get people to start thinking, oh, maybe we're going to get this plot twist and Cyrus is dead, or if they're just specifically leading us down that path to be like, oh, actually, no, he's still alive. But this week, Petra says it, and it's in the law book. So they want you to at least be considering that Osiris is dead, which I think he probably is. But I don't know if this supports it more or if this actually doesn't support it, because it's sort of straight out telling you. So like, do you tell the
by
plot
the
twist?
way, dead.
Yeah.
Do you think
It's
it could
almost
be
like ruin the plot twist.
could be the idea of Osiris is dead, and what it still exists is like some weird beast that's left over from all the stuff that Savathun has done?
Oh, can you imagine? We walk in there and you see
like
Osiris
an empty husk.
all messed up, and we're like
taking
"Hi,
Osiris or something.
Guardian.
So,
Guardian.
kill me now. Kill him with fire.
Kill me. Guardian. Kill me.
I mean, you could do.
That's dark, Watts.
It's dark.
Yeah, see, I was thinking about is it the homunculus or something? What's Full Metal Alchemist?
Yes.
Isn't there like a?
Yes.
I was thinking. No, okay.
The dog, we know.
The dog.
It's that. We know it's the dog. It's
Thanks
that.
Thanks for ruining my day. You then go about doing your regular activities, do your astral alignment, you collect your anchors, you enter the shadowed realm, which I'll talk about because there was like almost like a public event, and there was a bunch of lore in there, which is really, really, really interesting, and I'll come back to it. But just to finish off the quest line itself, you have your normal chats with Savathun. She sort of kicks the boot a little bit about R.I.P. Cade. She talks about how many enemies we faced. Yeah, a little bit of a whip, bit of a like, haha, he's dead. She talks about how many of our enemies realize that our ghost is where our power is, and how many times did I target a ghost. And then if you look above that, how many people targeted the Traveler, right? And, obviously know that Gaul targeted the Traveler, and we know that one of the Barons killed Cade's ghost. So sort of just bring up this idea of this hierarchy. And then she brings up her worm as well. So that's, I guess, my interpretation of that is she's saying, well, there's weakness in this hierarchy, right? Like if you target the Traveler, you can't do nothing about it. You're going to fall over. And I guess she's sort of saying, well, I'm tied to the worm, which is tied to something else. I'm trying to free myself from this hierarchy. So I'm in control of my own power, I guess. That's what I took away from it anyway.
Yeah. So she's like, you should free yourself too and be a bird and fly.
Yeah, don't have the light anymore, just like me.
Yeah,
Come join me.
I kind of took it as a bit of a threat as well, of like her saying like, hey, I can cut the cord to your eternal link if I want, or I know how.
Why don't we just keep her locked in there forever? She's clearly trying to murder us. She wants to destroy us. Just, what are we doing? This is all a terrible idea.
I'm not a big fan of this plan.
I don't
Happy
like
to
it at
find
all.
out where it goes though.
Yeah, well then she says the little what are you gonna do? You look down at your little gun in your hand. What are you gonna do with that thing? Sort of deal. And everyone's like,
kill your brother.
Yeah,
How about that? That was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Do you see this one? This one's
Remember
made
that
from the
time I killed
skin
your
of my
brother?
enemies. Here we have Oryx's heart. Here we have the shroud of the Death Singers. This is made from body parts of the hive.
To be honest, we didn't just kill your brother; we farmed him.
Yeah.
Danced on his grave.
And also your nephew. Yep, nephew.
Got him too.
He's
Got
still
him
here.
really before we even knew how to do this. Now we're getting good.
It's true. So jumping back a little bit, when you're in the Shadowed Realm completing your missions, like the aligning the beacons and rescuing the Techians, it looks like a Glimmer extraction event pops up, and you're like, huh? What's this? It looks like the extraction events you see from the Fallen.
Yeah.
And once you clear the enemies, there's like a waypoint that shows up, or a little orb that you pick up, and you start getting dialogue, and it leads you on another bit of a treasure hunt to unlock a ascendant mystery, which has been the little chest that you discover, and you get this dialogue as you go through. And I'm pretty sure it's Mara talking to. Mara says, well, this is weird. The Scorn are harvesting and refining ascendant energy. And they're like reverse engineering it. And then Mara says, someone's got to be helping them. And you're like, huh? And now we're like, oh, maybe this is going to lead down the path to why the Scorn are wielding stasis. Because that sort of just came out of left field, right?
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden the Scorn had stasis. And then you also get an astral alignment dialogue that says, oh, that's weird. Like the Taken and the Scorn aren't attacking each other. And like, so it just sort of says this in the thing that they're just like chilling next to each other. And we know that the Taken are now under the original master, not Oryx anymore. They're now being commanded by the original master. And so here we have the Scorn and the Taken sort of side by side. And then as you progress through the Shattered Realm, you also get another Ascendant mystery. And you stumble upon basically Scorn Fight Club. And if you don't start shooting them, a little bit like the ending on Titan with Mithrax and the Hive Knight, you can actually watch it play out. And there are people standing, there's Scorn standing around, and there's a bubble, and there's basically Scorn like killing each other inside the bubble. It's the Scorn Fight Club. And the named enemies are called the Listener, the Hungerer, and the Deep Walker, as in the deep from the Books of Sorrow, who is the one that Oryx spoke with to then control the Taken, who we're assuming he borrowed the Taken from.
Oh, look at them connections.
Look at that.
Put the hats
juicy.
on. Right.
Hat time.
Marasov says, oh, they're doing a trial by combat. And that's very odd. It's a bit like your Crucible. But the other thing you can link it to is the Deep Walker. And we know that when Oryx met the Deep, there was lots of talk of the sword logic, which is if I kill you, you deserve to die. And it makes me worthy of the final shape of the universe. It also makes me stronger, right? This was like the logic that Oryx used to gain power. This is the logic Oryx used to, feed his worm. So the theory is that the Scorn Fight Club are likely in command by the same thing commanding the Taken, which would be, in this case, the Deep, right? The original master, the Deep. And they are practicing the sword logic and seeing if they are worthy. And the named enemies would probably assume that you'd go from the Listener, you listen for the darkness, the Hungerer, you hunger for power, and the final form is probably the Deep Walker, which is the final enemy you have to kill to unlock the chest. And you become a Deep Walker. And when you get that, when you open that chest, Mara says mockeries of life, sloughing off the skin. So another sort of evolution insect kind of shedding your skin metaphor, sloughing off the skin of their former culture. If the Scorn are learning, changing, what are they becoming? So I have been theorizing that their stasis wielding is maybe the first stage of their evolution, and maybe they will become something new or a new enemy, or at least a new looking enemy, just like we had Scorn, just like we had Siva infused splices in previous seasons of Destiny, that they might become something else, and that they're under the control of who's controlling the Taken. That's why they have stasis.
Why are people always messing with the Fallen?
So it's delicious babies.
Yeah, they're always being modified. Yeah,
They're always the ones being messed around with.
Yeah, that's true.
It keeps the Dreg's promise, hope alive, though. So keep
That's
going.
true.
And when I was making this, we can even go one step further about the entity, because I made a video about this. I think this is getting closer to confirming the Deep and the entity are the same thing, which is nice.
Oh, very interesting.
Yeah, and the other thing, the reason about the Scorn's interesting in their own right, because they are on the Glycon in the Dead Man's Tale mission, the exotic mission. And we know that Callus was using the Scorn as an empty vessel to commune with the entity.
Hmm.
And I found a lore entry that I forgot about, which was it's from the perspective of the Scorn when they make contact with the entity. And what does the entity say to them?
What did you say? What did you say?
Meet
Is it motorboat sound?
salvation.
Meet salvation.
Meet salvation. Which is, of course, the ending of Shadowkeep, where we have the doppelganger standing in front of the pyramid ship fleet and says, I am your salvation.
Yeah, we
So
heard
now
that a lot.
Hot
hat on.
The deep, the entity, and the doppelganger salvation are one and the same. This is they're the controller, the commander, the ruler, and it's in command of the Taken, Zivirath, and now we suspect the Scorn.
And it's on the way.
changed.
It's coming. It's coming to see.
Yeah.
Big
Well, this
white ball
would
in the
make
sky.
sense why we ultimately end up siding with Savathun for help, because that's
defeat
quite
the
a big
entity.
boy. There's a big
Yeah.
boy.
Like the big
dealing with
boy.
Yeah, the stakes are definitely higher at that point.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I
Yep.
got the Scorn. I got the Taken. I can bring you to my weird salvation world. Got pyramid ships.
Yep.
That's a big boy.
So once again, nice like little drops of lore that, you know, I think this season for theory crafting has been really fun, and
Yeah.
it seems there's been a lot of respect for what's previously been written, and they're starting to really start to connect those dots by dropping, you know, these little bits of information about the deep walkers and Scorn's just all of a sudden wielding stasis, and then salvation and all this kind of stuff. So I'm digging it.
Yeah, that's
It's
super
cool.
fascinating.
Super cool.
Yeah.
That is about it lore-wise. I am thinking about covering a topic on Rasputin. That's been another like what's the deal with Rasputin? what's the deal with Rasputin? That's sort
I
of a
was
topic.
watching your
Yeah, where did that
discovery
end?
of that last night.
Yeah, I had a I wouldn't say fight, a heated discussion with chat just before this show about Rasputin, because there's a bunch of lore that looks at Anna Bray putting Rasputin into an exo frame, which is cool.
Yeah.
And
Is that cool?
It's interesting, that's for sure.
have you
Interesting.
seen Age of Ultron? Have you seen Age of
I don't know.
Ultron?
I feel like that whole Bray family distinctly not cool.
Oh, just Clovis Bray. He was the mean one. The reason why I bring it up is there is a new I think it's a ship. No, it's a Sparrow. It says Rasputin's. It's something like Rasputin's story can't be over. Something like that. Just like straight up says like it's got to be an ending. The Rasputin. I was like, huh? So a lot of people have been asking about Rasputin. So I'm gonna put a video together about
Nice.
what's the deal
Cool.
with Rasputin, because it comes from the Traveler's Chosen Exotic Quest, and also there's some lore about putting him into an engram, and it's a little bit difficult to follow. So that'll be in the works. soon as well.
Rasputin is in an engram until he could be in a
Rasputin's-
body.
Yeah.
Because it was the
that-
only thing they had.
Why do you summarize my 20-minute video in a sentence for? What? Don't tell them the ending.
Sounds like a
I said
quirky
that.
comedy coming this fall.
Mm,
Rasputin is in an engram.
I'd watch that.
We've also had lots of conversations about the 9 as well. People are really thinking about the 9 just because Prophecy Dungeon, I think, is a bit more relevant now, and it's been on the brain for a bit, and I want to go back and research the 9 a little bit more, because I've completely forgot. But one of the researchers that went to see the 9 got captured by Savathun. So I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. Savathun might be working with the 9 too.
Yeah.
Because guess
why
what the 9
not?
tried? Guess what the 9 tried? They tried to steal the light. Guess what
Right.
Savathun does in Witch Queen?
That's crazy. 9.
Steals the light and
She's
makes
trying
hive
to lie.
guardians.
She's
10
trying
points for
to get
Gryffindor.
You
the
Well
son of a
done.
bitch,
4-1 on
sir!
that.
What are you doing?
She wants to cheat. Get the cheat sheet on stealing the light from the 9.
Savathun must really excite people.
There you go. That you're all caught up on this week's lore and story.
Awesome.
There you go.
It's very, very
Want to do some
fascinating.
Twitter questions?
Let's do it.
Sure.
Super Say says, for this week's Australia fact, can Mylan tell us about the Emu War? No, but he said he'll do it next week.
Okay, I'm on next week.
So look forward to next episode.
It will be a reenactment of the Great Emu War, I believe.
There's like little popsicles, like little cutouts of emus.
Sparty for you says, do you think Bungie had the matchmaking changes ready to go before week 1 of Trials happened? There were only 2 days between the end of Trials and the TWAB where the changes were announced, which seems quick to analyze and make changes.
Oh, I'm
Yep.
sure.
Seems-
I think
yeah, that
when
seems
they
like a pretty
do
valid theory.
most changes, they have like okay, now this could get real bad, or this could get real strong, or this could be this, and they have things in the works to change it.
Yeah.
At least that's how it seems recently on things they've said in other
Yep.
TWABs.
It seems like they're able to change Destiny much quicker right now.
Yeah, the
You
new
know,
engine.
all that
stuff,
week they
huh?
put in, yeah. Like the days of talking about spaghetti code and like trying to bug shoot something like this for a year and a half. I don't know. Maybe
Except for
maybe we don't know
Telesto.
what's going on.
Telesto is
Telesto.
bred and lives in the spaghetti code.
Blazik18 says, could you give a shout out to my friend Mr. Tragic X for making it to Artist of the Week in the TWAB? It's a beautiful
Ooh.
art piece. I'm just excited to see his hard work pay off and see a new artist get featured. Yo, this
Hey,
is tragic. That is a
Congratulations.
dope piece of art.
I will it's on Instagram, right? This is the one on Instagram. Yeah, Mr. Tragic X _
nice.
art on Instagram.
That's
and
cool.
it's called Truth to Power. And it did a time lapse so you can see the process.
Plu says, I've recently started listening to your older episodes of DCP and realized that you predicted content and that indeed happened in Destiny.
Oh.
If you could know one thing before it happened, what would you like to know?
In the game?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Ooh.
hard because like Hive Guardians was such a cool thing,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't want to have that spoiled for me because I lost my mind when I saw that. I was
Same.
like, no way.
Yep.
Like I was freaking out. So I don't know. It's
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
It's fun to theory craft. I don't want to spoil some of the big surprises that's happened in Destiny.
Maybe
It's just
I
so
want to
few
know
times.
everything Telesto is going to break forever.
Yeah.
Forever.
Be ready
Or
when
like,
it's less.
you guys wait till 4 years and 2 weeks from now? Woo, you wait. That's going to be a spicy Telesto right there.
Don't give us too much credit about predicting stuff. If you talked publicly about Destiny every week for 2 weeks or 2 hours a week, like I used to have a buddy, every time we watched a baseball game, every time his favorite batter was up, he would just say he's going to hit a home run, like literally before every swing. And every once in a while, he got one right, and he'd say, "Did you see that? I predicted it." Well, yeah, if you predict literally everything, some shit is going to land.
Yep.
So, don't be that impressed. Tiago says, question for Mylan. What the fuck is going on in the realms? Love y'all.
Oh, that's what we just spoke about. Yeah, that's the Shadow Realm. The Scorn are evolving. They're probably controlled by the entity of the deep, and I hope they change into a new enemy type for Witch Queen.
So the Scorn
we
are
do
just
find out-
chilling in the Shattered Realm. They're just,
Just
that's
chilling?
their home now, just chilling, having a fight,
Uh,
walking, deep walking.
well, yeah, that's a big brain. Yeah, that sort of
Crypt walking.
confirms because it's only meant to be the Taken, right? Ziva Wrath is meant to have the Taken, the ley lines, and messing around trying to hunt the Techians. So the fact that the Scorn in there too supports the theory.
They're
Good
just
work.
chilling.
Extra 10 points for Gryffindor. Well done.
I am a lore master.
Eggplant Volcano says, I'm hitting 1330 power pinnacle cap this week. Would you like to see a power increase with the new dungeon second half of the season, or are you happy without a grind for another 4 months?
Personally, I'm okay with
Uh,
like not having too much of a grind at the moment because
Yep.
the ritual playlist.
I don't really care.
Yeah, the ritual playlist just it's like if I can be bothered. Seeing
I
that
feel
number
like
go up.
dungeons difficulty should not be in artificial level. It should be in the mechanics, and
Yeah.
they usually do a pretty good job at that. So, if there's hard mode or whatever, if they want to do like a contest mode for dungeon, great. But I'm just hoping that dungeons have some emblems for solo flawless and some things that you can chase, because
Yeah.
that's the cool thing with dungeons is
Yeah.
you can often do them solo with a bit of challenge, and that's a great challenge.
Yep.
Yeah, there's so much that I want to do in Destiny now. There's armor rolls that I want to chase for. There's exotic rolls on armor that I want. There's weapon rolls, and the more that I have to go and do the pinnacle grind, it's the less that I'm doing the content to get the stuff that I want from it.
Yeah.
So for right now, I'm pretty fine with not playing stuff just to get power.
Yep.
Ringo the Dingo says the Witch Cream reveal put D2 story wise at an interesting point because we know that things probably will go wrong this season.
Mhm.
One of Bungie's best stories, in my opinion, was Halo Reach, where we knew the very sad ending. Do you agree that Bungie is good at telling these story arcs? I think they're getting better at it. To be
I think
honest.
Bungie's just like we've seen for a while now that they're good at writing stuff. They're good at writing, and like we had really good lore in D1, right? But it was all not in the game, so you didn't get
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
experience that as just an average player. But now we're seeing that their really good writing is being put in the game.
Yeah, I think they took the criticism of
fantastic.
D1's storytelling being severely lackluster in comparison to like they went from Reach to then D1 storytelling, and it was like, oh, this is the same Bungie. It was different for storytelling. Wow.
And people still
Eh,
talk about that, Tefty. People who put down Destiny, they're still like, "Oh, that game with like no time to explain the story game."
Yeah,
So-
well, it's valid though because there's a whole bunch
It
of
is, it
tropes
is.
in there. It's like
You
the
never-
stranger, the darkness,
You never get a second chance at a first impression. And that was the first impression.
Yeah.
But fast forward to now, over the past couple of years, they've done an amazing job with the storytelling. Like they took that criticism and realized that they needed to course correct, and now I feel like they are back to where they had been with Reach. I'd say the mission
Strength
structures
of the game instead of a weakness.
exactly. Yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
that the mission structures aren't quite there yet. I'm missing that, and that's why I'm hoping the Witch Queen stuff brings with it. With what did they say, like the master level or the
Legendary
legendary
playthroughs.
missions? Yeah, I'm hoping Witch Queen
Exciting.
brings that level of excitement for the actual missions that was there in Reach. Because
Yeah.
I've replayed Reach maybe a year ago or so, whenever it came out again for the Xbox, and like the revamped version. It was updated it was Master Chief Collection. That's what it was. I played that, and going through the story again, it's just a masterfully crafted story. Halo Reach.
Yeah.
The mission structures. Yeah.
Let's see here. Logan Gramling says, which Destiny alien would taste best if it were deep fried? So
Well, ask the Drifter. He knows. He's eating Cabal, I think.
I don't think they'd be very
They taste
tasty.
like turtles, right?
Yeah.
Have any of you ate turtles?
No.
Mm-mm.
It was probably like that. Are turtles? Do
Yeah.
turtles taste like frogs?
I
It's
imagine they're
reasonable
like
to
like chicken.
assume. It's reasonable.
Yeah.
And frogs
Frogs
taste like chicken. So the Cabal tastes like chicken.
I've never
Yeah,
heard
I'd
anybody
say
say
it's-
turtles taste like chicken.
Turtles taste like chicken.
I've
Yeah,
never
we
heard
white
anybody
meat,
say that
like
until
crocodile.
now.
Like
Until you
crocodile
said
tastes
it.
like chicken. Crocodile
There
tastes
you
like chicken.
Crocodile tastes like chicken. It's
There you go.
reptilian
chicken.
meat.
Reptilian meat.
Yeah.
I just read small and I'm like, nah. He said that.
Clancy-
Get him out.
Clancy 5000 says, as Fallout Plays asked the other day, what are your unwritten rules for Trials?
Unwritten rules.
Mm.
Well, I mean, I would love it if you don't bag. That would be nice.
Never bag first, but
don't
don't,
bag
be a
first.
victim.
Don't be a victim.
Don't be a victim.
Don't let yourself be bullied.
So if you're gonna win, you drop your pants and you let them know. That's my rule.
I cannot stand playing on the same team as people who are just complaining about Trials the entire time we're playing. Like it's just
kills the
awful.
mood, man. Killing my
Like
vibe.
I get it. There's problems with this playlist. If you want to play, let's have a good time. If you don't want to have a good time, like what the fuck are you doing? You know, we're supposed to be having fun playing a video game.
Yeah, I don't like it when it gets too, and that's why I didn't like Trials. It's too serious. It's like I don't need to be stressed from playing a video game.
Right.
I got enough of that in my own life.
Don't bully me in the video game, please. I'm an emotional person. Thank you.
No gatekeeping.
Yeah, don't inspect someone and go, oh, why are your stats not higher? Get out of here. Get out of here.
One of my unwritten rules is to never peek the same spot twice if I die to it. If I die to that spot,
good idea.
If I go up to a spot, I peek and I die immediately, never do that again. You're just asking to die.
That's a good rule.
Asking for trouble.
People get to like 3 rounds lost before they start learning that.
Before they realize I shouldn't peek the same spot again.
Yep, it's about 3, I'd say.
See, my brain goes, nah, they won't. That was soon.
What are the chances?
I won't go there again. So I'll go there again.
So you're thinking that I'm going to take the poison, so I'm going to put it in your glass, but you're going to think that the poison was put in my glass. So,
yeah.
Pedro VCM said, "What else you guys been playing?"
Brian, real quick. Mylan,
yes.
Didn't you res someone and do something?
Okay. So I res.
This is a rule not to do, by the way.
Must have been Dimitri, right? I resed him in basically in full view of a sniper, and in me mind, like I was behind cover. You know when you slide into it, you push him a bit. I was like, I'll push him out of the bullet. Okay, and the only thing I did is I pushed him more into the open, and he got killed.
We all appreciate you game was trying to push people, but don't do that.
Well, I wouldn't say 100% of the time don't do that. Sometimes you gotta do that to one of your friends.
It was pretty funny. It was funny. I laughed.
While they're saying, don't rest me. Come on, I'll just do it real quick. It'll be fine.
Like, fine, don't worry, it's fine. I got your back. It's totally fine.
You'll be okay. This guy can't shoot. Pedro VCM says, what else have you guys been playing? I'm looking forward to playing Cana this weekend.
I've been playing
you should be. That game is fucking awesome.
It's great, and there's a Briar in it. If you buy the digital deluxe version, you get a baby Briar. It's true.
That game is so damn good. Like, it's so damn good. I can't believe it's $40. I see no reason for this game to be $40.
$40 made by 15 people. How dare they?
Really?
Man, it's touching. It's beautiful. It plays well. It looks good. Like, I got a couple of nitpicks with the game, but I mean, this is a 9 out of 10 for me. It's like, it's so good.
Nice.
I've been playing Deathloop as well. That's not
mixed
really
reviews. I've had mixed reviews about Deathloop. Like,
I'm not digging it that much, to be honest. I'm just so distracted by Cana too. Like, it's just so fun to play Cana.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Every time I see one of them with a new hat, I'm like, oh, I've got a cowboy hat.
Hats, man. It's like my sole motivation for like exploring the world. Like, I just want more hats.
Want more hats?
Yeah.
Halo this weekend?
Oh, I'm in the thing for that, the flight test.
Are you in the public beta?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got an invite too.
I got the email.
Awesome.
I'm excited to play it.
Yeah.
Anything else anybody been playing?
I'm playing Tales of Iron still. I played last Friday is when I got into it. So many awesome games. That is a indie Souls-like, and we'll be interviewing them on the 27th.
Yes, that's next week, right?
That's next week. It's next Monday.
Next Monday.
We'll be interviewing the developers of Tales of Iron. So if you're into Souls-like games, it's a really, really awesome Souls-like. It looks beautiful too. The art style that they went with is just really beautiful, and it entices you into the world. It's really cool. And I'm playing Tales of Rise, and I'm telling you, I'm gonna be playing this game for maybe the rest of my life. I have to keep taking breaks to play these like short games to finish them. And it's like, okay, back to this 80,000 hour game.
Right.
But it's
80,000
a very
hours.
good game. It's very, very good.
That seems like an estimation of how long that game's going to take.
Guys, this is a really like high thought. All right. So just picture this in the front viewpoint of you just smoked a ton. Okay. Imagine that.
That's exactly
AI,
what Mark would say, right?
Imagine that we've reached a point in AI intelligence where they can start writing games. Okay. They're coding games, and an AI crafts the first lifetime game that would actually require like an entire lifetime to complete. All right. That's actually all I got for this high thought. That's where I was going with it.
That's it.
Yeah,
just imagine a game you play forever. It's an MMO, Tefty. It's an MMO with good updates.
No, but it would be it would be like an actual single player game because AI would make it, so they would have like the infinite resources.
You don't want to play with other people; they ruin games.
What? No, I'm just saying, like the AI would craft some 80 because you said 80,000 hour game. Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I was like, what would it take to actually make an 80,000 hour game? Because obviously, people wouldn't do that. They wouldn't make an 80,000 hour game.
I want a
It
Souls.
would be an AI. Don't make it.
I don't know. I can imagine a gacha game being 80,000 hours. Like that makes 100% sense.
They're like, hey, I'm gonna drop a new character. Give me a couple $1 billion.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking like mission structures.
I'm just imagining all the goofy bosses that would be in an AI generated, whatever meme of the month it would be. You know,
what would it be? It would be
Look at the dinosaurs on No Man's Sky.
Dark fantasy, Souls-like, Metroidvania, exploration, adventure card game.
Maybe we're playing it right now. What if that's what we're doing? We're in that game.
What if we're in the game?
And where's the cheat
it
codes, man?
It is Souls-like. It's very close. Very close to a Souls.
Well, you didn't even bring up the console yet, Tefty. You got to type into the console.
Yeah, okay. Enter console mode for real life.
Yeah. Cheat mode. God. Engage.
God mode. 1.
They'll write a book about you if you do that.
Nice.
Bottles Conqueror MMXX says, okay, this is a rapid fire question, mostly focused on eggs. Love the show. Since there is an Ahamkara egg that Mara is nursing, a question for the DCP crew.
Nursing?
What's your favorite way to eat eggs?
Scrambled.
Scrambled, yeah.
Actually, I've been putting it in a wrap recently.
A wrap? Are you sure, Mylan?
Not
Are you
the
sure it's a
burrito.
wrap? It's not a kebab.
It's not.
It's not a
kebab?
burrito.
Burrito? Is it a taco? Who knows?
Why? Why do you do this? You're throwing chum in the shark water, and they're all getting all fired up.
I like sunny side up. Do you like ketchup on eggs or not? Ketchup on eggs.
I be
Watts,
honest,
you
I
first.
put ketchup on most things. So yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You'd probably prefer the ketchup without the eggs.
Yes. I'm just eating ketchup.
Just ketchup.
I can eat just eggs, which are not eggs.
I've had
But
those.
you can pretty
Those are
much
good.
only do they're pretty good actually. You can
They're
make
not bad.
omelets with them really
Yeah.
easily. You can
like a fake
put
egg?
them on toast. Yeah, it's fake
made
egg.
out of
a
mung bean.
vegetarian egg.
It's made out of mung bean, and it ends up being
Mung bean. Is that a real thing?
Yeah,
Are
of course.
you trying to? How's that spelled?
Have you not heard of a mung bean?
Mung bean? No, I think you're
M-U-N-G,
making
yeah.
that up.
The mung beans are very
Mung.
real. That's the main protein in it. They're actually surprisingly close to like scrambled eggs. That's actually what I was thinking.
Ooh, do a Google image search of a mung bean. It looks exactly like it sounds.
Like a beetle? I think it's because I'm thinking of dung. Mung dung. So I thought of beetle.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to put ketchup on that. On my eggs.
Oh,
No.
there was a third question. I already scrolled down. I see what you did here, Bottles. I'm not reading the third part.
Something
What
about
beers?
do
Get
you
wrecked,
like
Bottles.
eggs and briar? Do you like a morning briar brisket
Eggs with briar, yes. That
eggs
is a
with briar,
definite.
yes. I will eat
I'll
those.
take
Yep.
just eggs with briar.
Yeah, I'm writing all these down. All of them. Lord Beer says Siva or this is rapid fire. So just answer quickly.
Okay.
Siva or Taken?
Taken.
Taken.
Siva.
Boneless or bone
No.
in? Bone in.
Bone in.
Boneless.
Like, boneless.
Hot or cold? Hot.
Weather, cold.
Lukewarm.
Oh, I was even talking about food.
I don't know. I picked what I wanted.
Hot, regardless.
Retro or current games?
I like
Current games.
current games that are retro.
All right.
There's a lot of that at the Nintendo Direct today.
Oh yeah.
Sega or Nintendo?
Ooh.
Nintendo.
I guess Nintendo.
Sega. I grew up a Sega kid.
Me too.
That explains a lot.
Favorite non-exotic gun?
Favorite
Mylan,
non-exotic
what does
gun?
that mean? What's a Sega kid, huh, Mylan? What's a Sega kid?
You're clinging on to Sonic, okay? And it's always that one weird kid with a Sega Mega Drive.
You want to play some Virtua Fighter?
And it's like, do you want to play video games? You're like, yes. Like, I've got a Sega. You're like, I guess it's better than nothing. sorry,
Those
Sega
kids are the weird kids. Well,
Sega kids rise up.
Hey, Miley, you want to play some video games?
No. I don't want to
I
play
got RoboCop
Sonic.
3.
That sounds good. RoboCop 3.
Oh man.
Mohegan9 says, have you ever told someone younger something you used to do, but they didn't believe it was true? Like having to pay to text or calling after 9 so it's free. You still pay to text.
you just don't pay
Yeah, your cell phone bill.
as you text. Did you guys ever have one of those phones that you had to put money in to make a call? It was kind of
Actual
like
money
having
into it?
Yeah.
What?
So we
Like a
had to
payphone?
get one of these because my sister kept calling people and running up the phone bill. So my parents' solution was to get a phone that you put money in to make the phone call.
I'm sorry, just for clarity, was this hooked up via landline or was this a cellular phone?
It was a landline phone. Yeah.
So you got a payphone at your house.
Basically a payphone, yes.
That's
Like
hilarious.
coins or notes?
Coins. This was in England. Coins.
Yeah, you
I
know
didn't
what?
know you could get those installed at your house. It was in farming.
It wasn't like a full.
That was a
I mean,
funny
I
movie
wish it was a
starring
full phone
Chevy
box.
Chase. God
That'd
bless
be
his soul.
cool. It was
What-
just a normal phone with like a coin.
Wasn't the original question about things that you don't believe that you told as a
I think
kid?
this qualifies.
Well, I think you don't believe
Yeah,
me.
I think this 100% falls in that category right now. I don't believe you.
It wasn't a rotary phone. No, it was a.
It was a push button.
Where did the
was a
money get
push-
collected? Where'd the money go?
Yeah,
Was it
who
like
gets the money?
a place
I
behind
don't.
the wall?
I
like a-
don't
like a
know. I
vault?
was like, I'm 10 years younger than my sister. I don't know what's going on. All I know is I had to put money in the phone.
You
call
should follow
people.
up with your parents, Watch, because I
Okay,
believe this to be a
okay.
scam.
Yeah.
I think your parents were fucking.
Oh,
with
it
your
might have
sister.
been.
Yeah.
Like you got to pay us to use the phone.
Yeah.
It might have been fake.
I think it might have
It
been a
might have just
scheme.
been a piggy bank. I've
The
been
parents are
scammed
behind
this
the
whole
wall,
time.
just waiting for the money, and then they just plug it in as soon as the money drops, and then pull it back out.
I told my
Maybe.
kids that I spent a semester in math class sitting in class trying to carve pen caps into whistles. I was trying to make a whistle out of a pen cap, multiple pen caps. Like I would try every day. And they were like, you were allowed to have a knife at school? I'm like, yeah, it was just a pocket knife. Like that, you'd probably get arrested if you brought a pocket knife to school now.
Go through
But
the metal detectors. Yeah.
it was a weird thought for them.
It is interesting.
Dreadnought says, what's the worst song you could play at a funeral?
Miley Cyrus Part in the USA.
It's a good one. It's a Wonderful Life.
So there's got to be a song that's like "Glad You're Gone" or something like that.
Yeah,
Ooh,
there's got to be.
Staying alive is great.
That is
Good
good.
one.
That wins.
Don't stop me now, Queen. Don't
Back
stop
in black.
me now.
It's Friday.
Chat wins.
Highway to hell.
You had a
good, that's
bad
good.
day.
Oh my god.
Blandy McBlanderson says, which zombie apocalypse would you prefer? A, fast zombies, but easy to kill, and they can't easily turn you into a zombie. Or B, slow zombies, but hard to kill, and can turn you into a zombie with just a scratch.
Slow.
That's a tough one.
Slow.
But you could get overwhelmed. If there's like 10,000 slow zombies outside, and you got like a couple
10,000
rounds.
fast zombies, slow zombies, you're fucked. If you had a
No, you
10,000
can
pack,
plan.
you're done.
You can plan for slow zombies.
Like just walk a mile every day.
Yeah, you just keep walking. Yeah, you're like, all right, oh god, here they come. Just keep walking.
But what about when you
walking.
sleep? You got to sleep at some point.
How slow are they? Like I want a mile per hour. How many mile per hour can these slow zombies walk?
See, slow zombies also, you could startle one and you're less likely to get the immediate scratch, where a fast zombie is like,
Yeah.
and doing the
Those fast
zombie
zombies in World War
is a
Z.
boss fight. A fast zombie is a boss fight that you die to multiple times before you kill it.
True.
Slow zombies are just thrall, but
Cannon
slow.
fodder. Yeah.
Cannon fodder.
I'm just thinking though, you make your base and you're like, all right, it's time to sleep, and then you wake up and you're like, oh my god, there's 1,000 zombies outside my door. What happened?
But
Can they climb
lucky
stairs?
for me, they're so slow they haven't reached the back door yet. So I'm just
Original zombies couldn't climb stairs, so you could just be upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And then you win.
Friendly Awesome Dude Man says, long-time listener, third-time questioner, what do you think there is more of in the world? Grains of sand or liters of water?
Ooh.
Grains of sand.
Yeah. Grains of sand.
I'm gonna go liters of water because no one sees it coming.
I'm going to say, fuck you for asking this question and not giving us a reference so we can go find the answer. Because this is going to bother me
Well,
all
this
week.
is stupid.
There's no follow-up?
No.
Well, now I have
Friendly
to look it up.
Awesome Dude Man. Not friendly. Not friendly. Just leave us hanging, dude, man.
Yeah.
I think it's grains of sand.
Yeah. I know, the volumetric.
What counts as sand?
I don't know.
Little
Like, is that
tiny
these
bubble.
beach?
Lean-
Is that
I don't
sand only on beaches, or does
No,
it
it's on the
count,
bottom of the
like-
ocean too.
Yeah. It's in the desert.
True.
So I've
Sahara.
only been able to find drops of water versus grain of sand.
All right. Hit us with the facts.
So there are just shy of 1.4 billion cubic kilometers of water on Earth from all sources. Each cubic
Seems like a
kilometer contains 15 milliliters. A drop is a rather imprecise measure, but let's use 16 drops per mil. So all told, we're looking at approximately some amount of water. I don't understand because it's weird math. Basically, there's more drops of water. There's more drops of water than grains of sand. There you go.
But drops of water is significantly like more than a liter, right? You said liter or milliliter.
A
Right,
drop
what-
of water.
Yeah. How many drops of water in a liter?
Yeah,
This is
liter
really
is
too bright.
considerably more.
Well, just for the American audience, there's probably 16 bald eagles of water that go into 1 liter of.
That doesn't seem right.
Well-
I would think that there's like 4 liters per bald eagle. How many liters of blood does a bald eagle have? Like a half a liter, I'm betting.
That's a good question.
Right?
Got 'em.
Uncle Fenris says, what is everyone's favorite soup or stew?
I don't really know. I just want garlic bread with it. It's
Yeah.
really where I'm
My
at.
mother-in-law does like a good beef stew that has like dumplings in it. Like,
Ooh,
Ooh.
that sounds good.
Sounds
Very
Yeah.
delicious.
Yeah, that's nice.
I like a French onion when they cook it in the crock and it's got the bread and the cheese melted all over the sides. That's
Mm,
good.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
nice. Lately, we've been having like a lentil soup, minestrone type of thing, and it's been delicious. Yeah.
I like garlic bread.
Me too.
Okay. Yeah, garlic bread.
Drago says, question for GCP. What is the most cursed food combination you swear by? I'll go first. Vanilla ice cream in flavored balsamic vinegar glaze. Blueberry is my favorite. Is that a thing?
So that's almost just like a blueberry sauce on an ice cream then, right? If it's
Except
a
it tastes like
blueberry,
vinegar.
except it's a bit vinegary. I mean, I could see how it could maybe work if it depends how much blueberry you're getting and how much vinegar you're getting.
I've mixed tuna fish into mac and cheese.
That
Yuck.
seems
I
like
don't think
it'll be
that's that
fine.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too crazy, I reckon.
I don't know if I really do any crazy food combos.
Dicks on a trash can. It's
There
out
it
there.
is.
You know,
Dicks
not
on a
everybody can
trash
say
can.
that.
That's true. Not everyone can say that. While getting abandoned by Fran because we were just like not cool enough for him or
Yeah,
something.
he was out.
Brand, it's not
Wasn't
down
having
for
none of
dicks
it.
on a trash can. We learned something about Fran that day. Garrus the Undying says, as Savathun hid inside Osiris, who is secretly hiding inside each of the DCP crew? You can't choose your own.
Sorry, what was the question?
Who has
Who's
possessed
hiding-
our bodies?
Yeah, who's possessed our bodies? Can't choose your own.
Oh. Possessed from the Destiny universe?
Yeah.
No. Anyway.
No.
Oh, anyone.
Anyone to possess my body.
Yeah.
So who
No, not
I
you.
want-
You got to choose for other people.
Oh, I was gonna say who do I want to be inside? Never mind.
Actually, I might have a potential picture. Hold on a second.
Mylan is
A
drawing
picture?
Sonic with my head. Is what he's doing. He's doing.
I
it
wonder
right.
if this will come up. Hold on. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh my god.
Maybe that one?
For the listeners, there Mylan is showing crazed Harry Potter with guns.
Yeah, there was
You
that.
guys know
The
meme.
Guns Akimbo movie.
You know the meme.
That's inside me.
He's got the guns like attached to his hands.
You can't pick your own Mylan. Apparently,
Oh,
it's illegal.
I forgot. That was illegal.
I think
have to
we should
pick
just
for each other.
assume. I think we should assume that Harry Potter crazy possesses all of us. That's a good one. We're all getting possessed by crazy Harry Potter.
Hugo Rune says, which children's toy or accessory do you wish they did in an adult size?
All the
Well,
good clothes at the Disney store. All the good clothes are for the like babies, and all the crappy grown-up stuff sucks. Sorry, got a little upset. It's always like, you want Winnie the Pooh? No, I want the rest of the Disney World. Thank you. Every time I go there, and they don't make grown-up costumes. What if I want to be a Disney princess?
Oh,
I can't.
okay.
Oh, the really cool jackets they have. They have really cool jackets for babies, but not for
babies.
grown-ups.
Huh.
All the grown-up stuff's all serious and stuff.
Really?
I don't
How serious is it gonna get? This
very plain. Just like, but
Like,
here's a
just
plain
all
shirt
just
with like a
Eeyore
little
merchandise?
Winnie the Pooh logo on it. Here's this
everybody
tiny
has to
logo.
wear Eeyore, and that's it.
Yeah,
Seriously,
all right.
go to the
It's
Disney
gray
store.
or fuck you. That's the Disney store.
That's
way.
it. Yes, that's the Disney store for grown-ups.
All right, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I was there a couple months ago, and I felt like there was some pretty awesome adult designs. They had.
You were
Wow.
at Disney
What'd you buy?
Land.
I
What'd
went
you
to the
get?
Disney store that's adjacent to Disneyland in downtown Disney.
That's the good one, though. Just like the one in the mall that's just like a basic Disney
they
store.
don't
They're trying
stock
to
that with the other stuff.
They're trying to well, some stuff is actually you can only buy at Disneyland or
Disneyland?
Disney World.
Oh, I got the
mhm.
premium
My mom
stuff.
used to buy Polly Pockets from there because you could only get them, and she'd sell them on eBay.
Okay, what's a Polly Pocket?
Got the business
I
going
gotta
on
know.
there.
I know Polly Pocket. What was the boy version? It was like like Polly Pocket,
Billy
but it was
Pocket?
like He-Man almost.
He-Man, yeah.
but not Polly.
Polly and Billy Pocket.
Billy Pocket.
Paul Pocket.
Paul Pocket.
Paul. It's Paul Pocket.
It's like
Mighty
Cut.
Max. That's the
Mighty
one.
Max.
Yeah, Mighty
Yeah.
Max.
So yeah, those were actually kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie. They
Yeah,
were kind
same.
of cool.
That was good.
They were pretty
All right, I'm gonna go with actual house size Legos. Construct an
Feel you're
actual
stepping
house
in there.
with
You could
Legos.
actually build a house out of plastic bricks.
Why not? It's the future.
Why not?
Maybe not. Maybe not the future, but just recycle all that
Remodeling would
plastic.
be like so much fun.
Yeah,
You
just-
know what?
Take down a wall. Woo.
Yeah.
yeah.
And take an afternoon.
I was gonna say a bounce house, but I guess that's already adult sized.
Yeah. They
But
just
no,
look
it's
at you
kid
weird when
size.
you go in
Imagine
there.
it adult size.
So it's a mega bounce house.
Yeah.
True.
Takes up an entire cul-de-sac.
Yes.
Big wheels. That'd be
Big
fun to have adult size. I think they actually make those though.
They're
Adult
called
size big wheels.
trucks.
Yeah, they're called
Oh.
vehicles.
No. You remember big wheels, right? With the
Yeah, oh yeah.
you guys know
the-
what big wheels are.
yeah, isn't that kind of like an ATV?
It's got like a big wheel in the front, and then you sit on it like with your butt near the ground, and it's got two wheels
Oh.
kind of out by your butt,
yeah.
and the
you're
handlebars are up
right.
high.
That's
Yeah.
definitely a thing.
And it
Dude.
skids. Like you can do
That would
slide.
be
Yeah,
awesome.
oh yeah, it skids like crazy. Yeah,
Yeah. Isn't
all
that
pla- all
Street
the
Race or
tires are
something?
plastic.
Street
Racer?
Racer? Yeah, there was an ad that became a meme in Australia, and it's like, "On my new Street Racer," and it's kids like, like skin around corners and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll get you.
That's a great one, bro. I want
That is
an
a good
adult
one.
size one of those.
Yeah,
Battery
that'd be
powered
fun,
too.
right?
Yeah, some sort
Yeah.
of ride on.
That'd be
Just ride
preferable,
on kids.
actually.
Just easy riding.
Maybe a two-stroke, in fact.
All I could think of is, those like cars that kids have that their feet like Flintstones they go through, and it's just those plastic cars they get in. They just walk around. Just
Yeah.
imagine like a full size car that's just plastic in your feet, and everyone's just
Yeah,
running
they call that a
around.
Subaru. Last question of the night. The adjuster says the year is 2022, and the rock band Soy Boy Metal is hit number one
Oh.
with its hit "It's Me War Cry." What part is each CCP member playing? Lead vocals, guitar, hype man. For reference, here is the smash hit single. He actually had a clip of
Link.
Mylan.
The Smash
That's
Hit
Included
single.
with it.
amazing. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
It's me.
Mylan,
War
how does
Cry.
it go? How does it go, Mylan?
He goes, "Soy Boy Metal." It's like, "Woo! It's me raw."
So obviously, You're the lead
Marbles.
singer.
Yeah,
It would make sense. Would make
Yeah.
sense.
I'll play
Um,
bass. I like me some
You-
bass.
Actually, technically, you're gonna have to play all the instruments. Tap being the only person who knows how to play any.
I can play the piano.
There you go. We got
Watts
keys.
plays the guitar. You got to play the guitar.
I will
Briar-
be. I could do that. I could do
Briar, you could
Yeah.
hit a drum. You could do it.
I could hit a drum.
Yeah.
that. And drum. Briar's got the passion for drum slapping.
Can it be bongos in our metal band?
Yeah,
maybe?
why not?
I feel like it's just less to
it's
carry,
soy boy
you know?
metal, so
That's true.
Soy Boy
Yeah.
Metal definitely has bongos.
definitely has bongos.
Oh man, that's great.
All right, Soy Boy Metal definitely has bongos. That's going to be the title, I think.
Soy Boy Metal as bongos.
Definitely like a ukulele. You know, any
Yeah.
hipster instruments definitely in there.
with metal.
Is
Yeah,
the triangle
same time.
back? Are people into
What's
the
that?
triangle?
That little
again?
whistle, the slide whistle that goes woo.
Yeah.
The kazoo.
That's in there.
Because
Kazoo, that'll work. Yeah. That's you'll have one wrapped around your neck, so when you're not singing, you'll be on your kazoo like Bob Dylan with a harmonica.
yeah.
You know, this is just leading up to Mylan needs to play Idol Manager and make
Oh.
Soy Boy Metal the band.
Soy
number one
boy
hit.
Metal.
True.
Just don't make me your arch nemesis, okay?
That's fun.
All right.
I
I think that's the show, right?
think that's it.
Yeah.
Congratulations for making it to the end of DCP episode number 258.
Yep.
You did good,
Got 'em.
chat. You got, yep, exactly.
Got 'em.
Got him indeed. Mylan, what are you going to be up to this week? Where can people find you?
Well, I'm going to jump in, have a shot at Trials. I think I'll jump in and have a shot at Halo, the flight this weekend, and potentially maybe do a Rasputin EXO video. That might be cool. And
Nice.
yeah,
Or just like
That'll be
listen
me.
back a little bit and where I told you everything.
yeah. Otherwise, I'll just take a clip from DCP and upload what's saying Rasputin's first an engram, then an EXO. Complete, done.
You should definitely do that.
And you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube at Mylan Games.
If you do it though, put about 10 minutes of blank screen behind it, just
Yep.
playing for 10 minutes, black screen.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and then right in the middle, there's
Hit 'em
just
with
that
the
soy
ads.
boy metal, just soy boy metal, and then it just keeps there's black.
Hit them with the ads.
That's great. Briar, how about you?
I'll be hopefully finishing Kina Bridge of Spirits, which I'm really enjoying. And then doing a lot of photo work over the weekend, actually.
Nice.
Nice.
Watts.
I will be playing Trials tomorrow. See how that goes. I'd also like to try a little bit at the weekend because I have a feeling I'm gonna like this capture situation.
Yeah.
Seeming pretty good. Besides that, I do need to finish Kata as well. I'm going very slow, taking my time. I don't want it to end. So that's what I want.
Gotta find all the hats. You cannot miss.
Gotta
a
find all
hat.
the hats. I gotta find all the spirit mail, Briar. Spirit mail is such a fun
You
part
gotta
of
deliver
the
that
game.
mail.
Gotta
Yeah,
deliver
you
mail.
gotta deliver the mail.
What do you want me to do?
I mean,
Just Twitch, Twitter,
although-
YouTube. That's what I'm doing.
strangely, no spirit bridges in this game. It's very surprising.
No spirit bridges. Yeah. Just
Strange.
spirit mail.
Strange.
Spirit mail.
Very
Well,
fun spirit mail.
I'm going to be doing similar stuff. I'm also going to be playing Trials, and then I'm also going to be playing Halo. I'm very excited about that. I did get the invite. Can't wait because I didn't play it last time. And I do want to play Kina, but I'm also got a time crunch. You know, all them things. So trying to juggle time at the moment. But anyways, that's it for the show. Shout out to our Patreon members. Shout out to our Twitch subs. We really appreciate all the support. And thanks to everyone listening wherever you're at in the world. And we'll see you next week. For actually, the next episode is going to be Side Quest that we record is the next episode.
Yeah.
And that's going to have, the developer for what was it?
Tales of Iron.
Tales of Iron, yes. I was about to say Song of Iron. I'm like, that's not
I know
right.
it's Tales of Arise, Song of Iron, Tales of Iron. There's a lot of similar words being thrown
Yeah.
around. It's a little confusing.
Exactly.
But yeah, we're going to be interviewing them and finding out about their journey to releasing. And they're the first devs coming on, indie devs, that are releasing on literally every platform.
Nice.
So that should be a really interesting conversation about how the hell do you do that? How'd you do that?
Very cool. And also, directly after this show, the next day is a Firing Range episode, which is going to be hot and juicy if you haven't listened to it yet. So, yeah.
A lot
Thank
of
you so
yelling,
much.
a lot of punches thrown.
A lot of anger being had. You know?
Watch the video version. A lot of blood, bloodshed.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.